just get so crazy. Living life gets hard to do. And I would gladly hit the road and get up if I knew that someday would lead me back to you. Baby, that someday it would lead me back to you. That may be all I need. In darkness, she is all I see. Come and waste your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave. Baby, that baby, oh, I need. In darkness, she is all I see. Come and rest your bones, sweet baby, with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave. I never want to leave, baby. Never want to leave, baby. Never want to leave. Never want to leave.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would kindly take your seats, entree is now served. Thank you.
Masquerade? Yeah, you know which one? Yeah, that's it, yeah. Can't do it too fast. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just set it up. Okay. Set it up.
With this lonely game we play, looking for words to say, searching but not finding, understanding anyway. We're lost in a masquerade. Both afraid to say we're just too far away. Being close together from the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. Don't you know we're lost inside this lonely game we play? Thoughts of leaving disappear every time I see your face. No matter how hard I try, understand the reasons why we carried on this way. Don't you know a loss in a masquerade? In a masquerade.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would kindly take your seats, entree is now being served. Thank you.
Warwick Avenue. Meet me by the entrance of the tube. We can talk things over a little time. Promise me you won't stay by the line. When I get to Warwick Avenue, please drop the past and be true. Don't think we're okay just because I'm here. You hurt me bad, but I won't shed a tear. I'm leaving you for the last time, baby. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I've been confused out of my mind lately. You think you're loving, but I want to be free. Baby, you've hurt me. When I get to Warwick Avenue, we'll spend an hour, but no more than two. Our only chance to speak once more. I showed you the answers, now here's the door. When I get to Warwick Avenue, I'll tell you, baby, now we're through. I'm leaving you for the last time, baby. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I've been confused out of my mind lately. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you've hurt me. All the days spent together, I wish for better, but I didn't want the train to come. Now it's departed. I'm broken hearted. Seems like we never started. All those days spent together, when I wish for better, and I didn't want the train to come. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you hurt me. You don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you've hurt me. I don't want to be shy, don't stand it anymore. I just want to say hi to the one I love. Cherry blossom girl. I feel sick all alone from not being with you. I just want to go out every night for a while. Cherry blossom girl. Tell me, why can't it be true? I never talk to you. People say that we should. I can pray every day for the moment to come.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2016 John Eales Medal, hosted by Greg Clark, the voice of rugby these days for Fox Sports, and also Sandra Sully, great partners of ours, Fox Sports and Network 10 both hosting this evening's event. But what a night we've got installed. The first time ever we've streamed the John Eales Medal here at Rugby.com.au, and it will be an absolute treat of an event. We've got the girls dominating, of course, probably the best Australian team for 2016 were our Aussie Sevens girls, and who will win that top gong will be soon to be decided. We'll kick off the night very easily with some community awards. Then we'll move through to NRC and, of course, Super Rugby. We almost forget about Super Rugby this time of year. And then moving in to the Sevens and, of course, Wallabies Rookie of the Year and Wallabies Players Player. Easy to nominate Wallabies Players Player. It's a 3-2-1 basis. So 3 going to the man of the match, so you speak, from the players, then 2, then 1. And the season stems from 2015 Rugby World Cup into 2016. And don't forget, they had that test match there with Chicago and the Wallabies against the United States. So it's almost an international season, a dual season, as this team goes and looks for its best player for the season. And we look at some of our rookies as well. Samu Karevi, Adam Coleman, Dane Halapetti. Michael Checker has picked 9 rookies in total this season, and we'll be interested to see who will win the top gong for Qantas Wallabies Rookie of the Year. And of course, the Players Play, everyone's been talking about. If you go to our website now, you'll be able to see since 2002 who the winners have been, right through from George Smith, Phil Waugh, Nathan Sharp, Chris Latham from Queensland. There's plenty there to be decided, but tonight's the big one, the big event. And as I say, there's a preview just below you to see who are those nominees. And of course, we aren't too far away from the formalities of the event. As you can hear the voice of God in the background, it's the John Eales Medal in 2016. We look forward to passing over to Greg Clark and Sandra Sully in about 3 minutes' time. Have a great night. We'll be back here in about 40 minutes to see all the action from the red carpet, or we say the gold carpet, downstairs with Rugby.com.au journalist Beth Newman.
You've been looking out the window at the people passing by, always burning down the candle with the famous southern side. Ooh, when the damage is done, how it lingers in the air. You can try to block out the sun, but it's too late to care. So get your money and get your kiss somewhere else. Changing, always changing, since the moment that we met. And now you're dreaming about leaving. You only want what you can't get. Ooh, when the damage is done, how it lingers in the air. You can try to block out the sun, but it's too late to care. So get your money and get your kiss somewhere else. See you on the avenue, I'll be standing on my down that crooked road of sin.
Well, there's nothing like live streaming and live television, as you say. We're a little bit delayed here, looking for Greg Clark. He's probably putting his makeup on, but one person that's used to wearing makeup for the right reasons, Nick Phipps. John Eales Medal, you've been to a few now, mate. How's the feeling and how's coming to this one, mate? You come alone? You got a partner?
No, I got a partner here, my girlfriend Ebony, so she's keeping me under control. Another great night of nights here in Rugby Union. A lot of people here, a lot of faces we all know, so should be a good night.
And tell me your vote for John Eales Medal. I know that a lot of people are talking up Bernard, your roommate, your good mate. How do you think he'll poll this year?
Oh, he should do well, mate. He's played some great footy. He's played in nearly every game. Really steered the ship around at World Cup, and he's had a few good games here in the Rugby Championship as well, so I'll have no doubt that he'll be up the top towards the end of the night.
And now you're staying at the Crown Plaza in Coogee. How long does it take you to get ready? Do you make your roomie get out while you get ready, or how does it all work there?
Mate, I'm all right. I think we just whacked the suit on and walked out the door. Not too much preparation was done.
Well, I didn't have a shave, but that's a high fashion it's a look these days. Tell me also, mate, your footy, I thought you were outstanding in that final Bledisloe Cup match. It's good to sort of wear the single digits. I know you've spent most of your time on the bench this year and coming on and having an impact, even on the wing at some point. But last match in the Bledisloe, pretty good game for you, mate.
It was good to get out there, mate, and I really enjoyed working with Bernie again and providing that quick ball so the outside backs can get a few run meters. Few mistakes later in the end of my game, but it was just good to be out there and getting some time on the belt, and hopefully I can keep pushing for more and more minutes towards the end of spring tour.
And you can hear Greg Clark in the background, mate. Best of luck. Hopefully you get a few votes, mate, and we might see you up here a little bit later. But ladies and gents, Nick Phipps, one of the good guys of Australian rugby, and it's good to have him here on Rugby.com.au. See you, Fang. All the best, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Little bluebird at my window, sing a pretty song for me. Don't you know that you can fly, fly, fly away? Don't you know that you can leave? I am now.
We see your grand designs unfold. You arrive and you're standing tall, the story foretold. We watch again as your energy grows. It's getting closer.
Australia has won the gold medal in the women's sevens rugby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your hosts for tonight, Mr. Greg Clark and Ms. Sandra Sully.
Hey!
Thank you and good evening everyone. Welcome to Australian Rugby's Night of Nights, the 15th annual John Eales Medal. And it's great to be back at Royal Randwick to reflect on another year and to honour those who have excelled over the past season. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome from Network 10 on debut at the John Eales Medal, the wonderful Sandra Sully. Good evening.
Thank you, sir. It's lovely to be here and thank you for the warm welcome.
Now, I know you're a huge sports fan because you're on the board of Hockey Australia, but what's been your involvement with rugby over the years?
Well, it may come as a surprise to many in the room, but I actually grew up on the side of a football field from when I was about 3. 2 brothers played football. One played union, the other played league, and my father was quite divided. So I either spent my time in my youth at numerous local grounds in Queensland, and then it was either Lang Park or Ballymore. And then I happened to go to a school that some of you may have heard of, produced a couple of Wallabies in its day, Brisbane State High.
Fantastic.
So, I grew up very familiar with both codes is probably the best description.
What's your favourite rugby team?
Voila. The Reds, of course.
Okay, look out
Sorry,
for
folks.
Queensland.
There you go.
Great to have you with us, Sandra. And tonight is also a great opportunity to say farewell to the Qantas Wallabies, who are about to embark on a 5-match spring tour, incorporating a test against France and the Grand Slam against Wales, Scotland, Ireland and England.
Now, the Wallabies have had a busy time playing 18 tests in the voting period. Tonight we honour the Wallaby Player of the Year, who will receive the John Eales Medal from the man himself. We will also acknowledge the contribution to Australian rugby by players, both men and women, coaches, referees and volunteers.
And now to officially welcome everyone on behalf of the Australian Rugby Union, would you please welcome our President, Dr. John Cooligan.
Thank you, Greg. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Australian Rugby Union and the Rugby Union Players Association, it is our great pleasure to welcome you to the 15th John Eales Medal, Australia's annual Rugby Awards and Gala dinner. It's a special occasion. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Bidgal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we are celebrating this dinner. I'd also like to pay my respects to elders past and present and extend it to all Torres Strait and Islander and Aboriginal people. A warm welcome to you all. Tonight we will reflect on an incredible 12 months of rugby, which includes highlights such as our Wallabies reaching the 2015 World Cup final, the incredible Australian Women's 7 team winning the first ever Olympic Rugby Sevens gold medal. What a fantastic achievement. That victory occurred just months after their historic World Series win. I'd like to offer a special welcome to the Governor of New South Wales, His Excellency, the Honourable David Hurley and his wife Linda, the players and coaches of our national teams, the Qantas Wallabies, the Billcorp Wallaroos and our men's and women's national 7 side and all their families and their friends. Also like to welcome representatives from all our valued government and corporate partners, especially our major sponsors, Fox Sport and Qantas. And finally, welcome to all our friends from the various unions around the country. Each year, we're amazed by the dedication, commitment and performance of the Australian rugby community. Tonight, we'll get to hear from Australia's most outstanding volunteers, and they are fantastic people. People have just worked tirelessly in their community to inspire all those around them to enjoy our great game. 3 outstanding Wallabies will be inducted into the Wallaby Hall of Fame. We'll pay tribute to the classic Wallabies who have passed away in the past 12 months. As well as recognising the achievements of many individuals, tonight's event is the final opportunity to farewell the Qantas Wallabies ahead of their Grand Slam tour. With test matches against Wales, Scotland, France, Ireland and England, they don't have an easy task ahead of them. They carry with them the support of the nation, all you supporters, and their self-belief. And I think they're up for a repeat of the 1984 Grand Slam success. I wish them well. I look forward to a wonderful evening and thank you all for attending. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And John will stay on stage with Sandra and myself now as another 3 names will be added to the Wallaby Hall of Fame. One of the Wallaby greats from the pre-World War II era and another 2 from post-World War II. The Hall of Famers must have made a major contribution to the game by demonstrating outstanding ability, sportsmanship, commitment, character and personal contribution to their team and the game in their era. The 3 men you are about to see on screen certainly ticked all of those boxes and more. Here are the 3 new additions to the prestigious Wallaby Hall of Fame.
Born on the 17th of February 1906 in Sheffield, Tasmania, John Jack Ford moved to Sydney as a youngster and took up rugby at St Joseph's College. He made his debut for New South Wales at the age of 20 against New Zealand and made an immediate impact. He was capped 11 times for his country and was part of the 1929 Wallabies, the first Australian team to win all internationals against the Kiwis. The damaging number 8 retired in 1930, a winner in 8 of his last 9 test matches and a legend of the game. Herbert John Solomon was described by Sir Nicholas Shahady as one of the best players he ever played with. A versatile and scheming centre, winger or even fly half, Solomon captained Australia in 8 of his 14 test matches and led the side in 23 tour games. He was one of those players who did it all. He was skipper on 2 tours to New Zealand and 1 to South Africa, and later coached his country. A leader of men, he made an outstanding contribution to Australian rugby. Wallaby number 453, Peter Johnson was a rugby man through and through. Johnson got his first taste of representative rugby at age 21, playing for the Australian Barbarians against New Zealand, before earning his first test caps against the visiting British and Irish Lions in 1959. It truly was one of the most remarkable careers of any Wallaby. He wore the green and gold jersey on 8 overseas tours and played his final test in 1971 against the combined French team. Peter Johnson retired at the age of 34 with 42 tests to his name, 5 as captain.
Now I'd like to call on a representative from Jack Ford's family to make their way to the stage, because John has the Hall of Fame memento there, and John Solomon is with us tonight as well, but John will take the trophy down to you as well. Please make them welcome as they accept the award from John Cooligan, a representative of Jack Ford's family. The Johnson family apologise. They won't be able to be here, but they do certainly pass on their gratitude to the Australian Rugby Union and the Classic Wallabies for the great honour to the late Peter Johnson. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 new names in the Wallaby Hall of Fame, and since its inception, there are now 38 in the Hall of Fame. To be considered, a player must have been retired for at least 10 years. 901 players have represented the Wallabies so far, so to be inducted in the Hall of Fame is a truly great honour. So thanks again to family representative from the Fords, and also apologies from the Johnsons and Jack Solomon. John's going to come down now, and here he is here, folks, our former captain, John Solomon.
Well, next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2016 HSBC Volunteers of the Year Award. And as you all know, without the volunteers, the game would be nothing, especially at the grassroots level. These awards are created to recognise the incredibly valuable role that volunteers play in rugby clubs right across Australia. So it's great to be able to hand out 3 awards tonight, and to present them, please welcome Vic Wolf, HSBC Australia's Head of Customer Value Management and Marketing. Now, the HSBC Volunteer of the Year Award acknowledges the efforts of outstanding individuals in the rugby community who have given their time, energy and efforts to advance rugby in Australia. Contenders for this award come through a nomination process, and people from all walks of life in the Australian rugby community recommended individuals who have volunteered his or her time to the game in a significant way. So Vic, it's over to you.
All right, first up, good evening. First up, I would like to announce our winners of the HSBC Lifetime Volunteer of the Year Award and the Young Volunteer of the Year. We are delighted to welcome to the stage, for the HSBC Lifetime Volunteer of the Year Award, Dougal Witten, Canberra Royals from the ACT. Okay, and now the Young Volunteer of the Year Award goes to Hayden Krogan, the Palmyra Rugby Club, WA.
HSBC is proud to be able to donate a $5,000 grant each to both Dougal and Hayden, which will go towards the growth and development of their respective clubs. So that's the Canberra Royals in the ACT, and that's for Dougal and Hayden from the Palmyra Rugby Club in WA.
Okay, and last but not least, certainly not least, HSBC is delighted to welcome to the stage the overall 2016 HSBC Volunteer of the Year Award winner, Dion Norval from Uni North Isles in ACT.
So Dion will receive a $10,000 grant from HSBC to help his club to continue to grow and provide its members with valuable equipment and facilities. Dion Norval is a man who wears many hats. Since 2012, he has been the Uninorth's first 15 team manager, as well as team manager for a number of different ACT representative teams. Dion has also been involved in the ACT Junior Gold Cup program as a team manager, while also coaching and managing teams at Mount Carmel School in Yass. It is the small things Dion does that makes him so impressive. Warm-up jerseys are hung out in each player's preferred seat prior to warm-up, and then replaced by the playing jerseys when they return from the warm-up. Dion is the kind of bloke who always has spare shorts and socks available for players who forget their own or are playing for their club for the first time. A man for every season. Dion, I'd like to have a quick word if I could. I know you don't seek recognition for your voluntary work, but what does this award mean to you and your club, the Uni Norths in ACT?
Firstly, I'm very thankful and very humbled. But I think to sum up my feeling about this award is just to prove how fantastic our game is, because number one, I work in rugby, I love what I'm doing, I really work with fantastic people in the rugby community, and on top of that, I still get an award, so just fantastic. That's what I like.
Yeah. We mentioned all the different scenarios that you cover. What's the biggest problem you had to fix on match day when things don't quite go right? What comes to mind?
must say about 2 years ago we had 4 new players in Canberra, and they got lost on their way to Viking Park. So I was on the phone just about 10 minutes before warm-up trying to guide them to Viking Park, and I went outside standing next to the street, and you could just think with this body next to the street waving at every car hoping the players will see me. But at the end, luckily when the team ran on, we had 15 players, so I think that was the worst.
Okay, righto. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So a round of applause for our volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks again to HSBC for the awards, and also Vic Wolf from HSBC. Well, now to help me present the Roger Vanderfield Award for Referee of the Year, would you please welcome to the stage coach of the Olympic gold medal winning Aussie Women's Sevens team, Tim Walsh. Well, what a year it has been for this man and his team. Not only did your team win gold in Rio, but they also won the HSBC Sevens World Series for the first time. An amazing journey for all of you, and one that's going to be hard to top, no doubt.
Yeah, it was a fantastic season. Leading into the Olympics, going in as number one brought a bit of pressure, but the way that the girls handled it was probably the most I think profound thing is when they walked into the village. It was like they were in that performance bubble, and they just had this focus and belief, and that was probably the most pleasing thing to see them, and then go on and perform under such pressure. So a beautiful moment that'll be cherished forever.
Now, you came up with a very novel idea to get the girls' feet back on the ground because life goes on. You've got another series coming up leading into Commonwealth Games in a couple of years. So tell us about that vision we saw on the other rugby show on Fox Sports, how you managed to get the girls' feet back on the ground. Where did that idea come from?
Yeah, I was just looking at a way to sort of start the season off as a season opener, and sort of the idea sort of came from we're up in the clouds, and I wanted everyone to be grounded. So I thought I'd throw them out of a plane, but it took some work to get it all underway. And actually, I went up there thinking I'd just cartwheel out and absolutely sort of just jump, but I was absolutely.
What a view, eh?
18 parachutes out of 18 open, so everyone's grounded, back at training and ready for the year ahead.
Yeah. Well, if they're not grounded after that, they never will be. Back to the award, though. We are talking referees, believe it or not. This is one of 2 awards for the refs, and it recognises a national referee who demonstrated high standards of officiating and is considered to be a role model for the game in Australia. So it's judged on efforts on and off the field. Well, it's been a very productive year. Some great Aussie talent is emerging, and this year's nominees for the Roger Vanderfield Referee of the Year award are very worthy indeed. Check the screens. Here they are.
Angus Gardner had a breakout year in Super Rugby and also internationally. Major highlights included his first Six Nations match, Ireland against Italy in Dublin, and one of World Rugby's marquee test matches, the All Blacks and Springboks in Christchurch. Amy Perrott continues to break down barriers in world sport. Amy became the first woman to run the line in Super Rugby and also refereed in this year's Buildcorp NRC. Undoubtedly, though, the highlight was her time at the Rio Olympics. Graham Cooper began refereeing from a young age and has climbed through the ranks both at local and international level. Cooper took the whistle all the way to the World Rugby Under-20s Championship and continues to excel. Anthony Moyes is the most experienced referee on the World Sevens circuit, officiating in more than 200 games. His 2016 highlight, of course, the Rio Olympics.
And the winner of the Roger Vanderfield Award, Referee of the Year, is Angus Gardner.
First guy to record Tier 1 Test matches this year, for an Aussie.
Angus, come over here for a chat. Hey, congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
It's always a big leap to jump up to Tier 1 and control those matches in packed-out stadiums. So how did it feel for you?
Yeah, I think it's always a great honour when you get to represent your country and fellow referees on a stage like that. I mean, certainly that's what we aspire for. So, yeah, it's just a huge honour and privilege to be a part of that with some great players around the world. So
Sounds like it was a pretty seamless transition for you. I think you've got a great voice for radio or TV. You've got a second career option. I mean, he's about 1.5 foot away from the microphone. I'm leaning in. He's just projecting.
Oh, well, if refereeing doesn't work out in the next year, I might look you up if that's all right.
Now, you just become a new parent.
Yep.
First child arrived this year, so I guess a huge congratulations to you and your wife, Nicole. Well done. But also, you won't be so popular because the demands to travel this year will be pretty full on.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to the players who spend most of the year kind of on the road. I don't think it's quite as much as the players, but certainly a huge commitment. So, but I suppose that's the benefit of being full-time is you do get to spend some more time at home when you're when you are at home.
The downtime. Everyone, please congratulate Angus Gardner. Well done. Terrific.
Well, the Nick Farr-Jones Spirit of Rugby Award was named after Australia's first Rugby World Cup winning captain, but unfortunately Nick can't be here this evening. He sends his apologies. So to present the Spirit of Rugby Award on his behalf, we have ARU board member Pip Marlowe. Would you please make Pip welcome? Thank you very much. Now in its 5th year, the Nick Farr-Jones Spirit of Rugby Award was introduced to recognise an active participant in the game in Australia who best upholds the ethos and the spirit of rugby on and off the field. The award acknowledges the outstanding contribution of an individual at any level of rugby. And Pip, from a personal point of view, for you, how are you enjoying being a board member at the ARU?
Well, it's certainly different from running Microsoft day to day, but the team at ARU do have a good use of PowerPoint and Excel, so it's made me feel very welcome. But I am promising to do no PowerPoint tonight, just to keep you all happy.
Okay. Well, the winner of the Nick Farr-Jones Spirit of Rugby Award is a person who best upholds the values of Australian rugby: passion, integrity, discipline, respect, and also teamwork. And over to you.
Well, those are all fabulous attributes to have on and off the field, and I'm really proud to announce tonight's winners, who I've had the pleasure of meeting. Please join me in congratulating Megan and Anthony Elliott.
Down it.
This way, if you don't mind. Congratulations, you two. Now, for ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, Anthony and Megan are the co-founders of the Ginger Cloud Foundation, which developed the modified rugby game in 2014. Modified rugby is for kids with learning and perception difficulties and allows these kids to join a team, be part of a club and make friends that they otherwise may not have met. Since it began in Brisbane 2 years ago, hundreds have joined up, with the program now set to expand to New South Wales, Canberra and Victoria next year. So a huge round of applause. Outstanding. So tell us, Megan, what do you think the kids get out of it?
Look, Sandra, for the children with learning and perceptual disabilities, our son Max is one of those. We had never been part of the rugby community before, and nor had Max. And it's just an incredible opportunity to understand and experience the spirit of rugby, which over the past 3 years, I've got to say, we have only really become to realise quite how powerful it is. Through the Modified Rugby program, we have the opportunity to include children who haven't been able to participate before, and it's just such an amazing demonstration of rugby in terms of diversity and inclusion, and particularly, I think, for dads, it's an incredible opportunity as well.
Well, rugby is a very warm and embracing family,
Yeah.
but I understand that the parents have got almost as involved.
Yep.
Yeah, well, as a father, I think when you first have a child, and if you're a rugby guy, you always want your son to play rugby, and I would drive down past Brothers on Crosby Road, not only say 3 years ago, and it would be kind of heart-wrenching because we couldn't join in, we couldn't be involved. So it's really, really special, and I want to thank everybody in the rugby community for making us welcome and giving our son Max the opportunity to play rugby, and for giving us as a family the opportunity to be involved with a very, very special group of people.
Well, obviously it was driven by a need, but it's shown tremendous initiative, and obviously it's been embraced by the rugby family. So we congratulate you both on your efforts. We know that the foundation will continue to grow and the program will spread, and let's hope the rest of Australia picks it up and your son Max continues to enjoy rugby the way he does, and Dad gets to play on the sidelines.
Thank you
Or
very
coach,
much.
does he?
Well,
We'll do anything.
You'll do anything. Please congratulate Megan and Tony for their wonderful work. Thank you should be very proud.
The Australian under-20s is a major stepping stone for young players in the AAU's Pathway to Gold program before they make the leap to the Bilcorp NRC and Astron Life Super Rugby squads. Our under-20s have had a special year, notching a great first ever win against the Kiwis at under-20 level.
At the World Championships in Manchester this year, the next generation of Qantas Wallabies finished in 6th place after mixed results in the pool stages, but they did have plenty of brilliant moments. To present the award, please welcome former Wallaby coach of the Brumbies and Wallabies assistant coach, Stephen Larkham.
All right, you're a coach, you're always on the lookout for new talent, so how important is this under-20s program for Australian rugby?
Yeah, well, like any young program, I think it's important that we develop the young players, and just judging by what the players have gone through in the Brumbies Academy and the Brumbies under-20s, I think it's as close to a professional program as you can get without it being a professional program. It's a mix of contracted players and young players who haven't made a contracted team yet, so we're constantly assessing the players that are in the squads and in the national team to see whether they're capable of playing at that next level.
Just take it one step further, Stephen. What are the ingredients? What's the X factors that you're looking for in an under-20s player?
Well, it depends on the position, I guess, but and it also depends on the coach. But for mine, it's mental toughness. So they've got to have the skill and they've got to have the fitness, but they've also got to be mentally tough. So I think it changes for everyone, but that's for me.
Well said, and we have 3 nominees for our under-20s Player of the Year, so let's check them out.
Terrell Lomax. He established himself as a powerhouse up front for the Australian under-20s, starting every game for the Aussies at the World Rugby Under-20 Championship in Manchester.
Bursting through, Lomax is the player.
Liam McNamara took his chance in gold with both hands, playing a crucial role on the wing at the Under-20s World Championships, his versatility earning him an NRC start with Queensland Country.
Liam McNamara breaks the line. Is there another try? Beautiful ball back inside.
Angus Scott Young had a stellar year, winning the Under-20s title with Queensland and touring Manchester with the Australian side.
Kept alive here, Scott Young. Keeps the advantage going for Australia.
Scott Young following in his dad's footsteps, wearing the gold jersey, getting involved at every opportunity.
Okay, so the winner of the Under-20s Player of the Year, I think this is quite apt that I'm up here. So this guy had a tremendous Under-20s tournament, and he was with the Brumbies this year, but he's actually been poached by Melbourne. So, but had a tremendous year, and I wish him all the best for the future, Tyrell Lomax.
Our Under-20s Player of the Year, Tyrell Lomax. Are you still talking to him?
No.
Yeah, say that for a minute if you want. You were born in New Zealand. You're the son of Kiwi League star John Lomax. Here you are playing rugby for Australia. The first question I have to ask is, what was it like beating New Zealand earlier this year?
Yeah, that was a pretty huge game. It's probably one of the most physical and fast games I've played in. But yeah, to beat them and how we did after the game before we played, which wasn't too flash from us, but to beat them was a pretty massive achievement.
So no regrets about moving across to Tasman. And what really made you make the trip to Australia?
My brother was playing league over here, so I think my family sort of wanted to show him a bit of support and move over, and yeah, it's done well for me over the last couple of years.
And 15s is your choice, not 13s?
Yeah, I went to a rugby school, actually went to St Edmunds College, and just sort of wanted to play with my mates, and they were all playing rugby, so that's what I sort of chose.
Aussie Tyrell Lomax, ladies and gentlemen. Our Under-20s. Our Under-20s Player of the Year. And now I'd like to invite the Chairman of the Australian Rugby Union, Cameron Klein, to the stage to announce the 2016 Joe French Award winner. Our Chairman, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Greg. The Joe French Award was first presented in 1995 and acknowledges high-profile individuals who've made a significant contribution to Australian rugby over a long period of time. The award is named after Joe French, whose contribution to rugby spanned more than 60 years as a player, state representative, coach, manager, selector and administrator. Tonight we honour someone who has given much to the advancement of the game since well before the game turned professional in 1995. The 2016 winner of the Joe French Award is Alec Evans.
Rugby is in Alec Evans' blood. He earned over 60 caps for Queensland from 1959 to 1973. But it was as a coach that he made his most significant impact. Alec was an assistant to Alan Jones on the Wallabies' famous 1984 Grand Slam tour and the successful 1986 tour of New Zealand. He became the first foreign coach for Wales, leading them to Rugby World Cup 1995. And 4 years later, his scrummaging knowledge helped the Wallabies as they claimed their second Webb Ellis Cup. As well as that, he was involved in several Hospital Cup premierships in Queensland with West, South and the Gold Coast Breakers. He finished his career with a Super Rugby title, assisting Ewan McKenzie at the Reds in 2011. Alec has made an extraordinary contribution to the game and continues to be an inspiration for all who want to continue to see rugby grow and expand in this country. Alec Evans, ladies and gentlemen. You've already achieved a great deal in rugby, so congratulations on adding this award to your long list of achievements. Where did the love of game come from?
Well, I was very lucky to go to boarding school at Brisbane Grammar School. My parents sent me off there. I was a bushie. It was just a turnaround from primary school to going into a school like Brisbane Grammar, and the camaraderie and the special feeling you get living with with 120 young men, and I remember the first night. The third formers went into the Great Hall at Grammar, and the headmaster welcomed us into the house. But he said, "You will all play rugby, and you will all row." So that suited me right down to the ground. But the other thing he said was that you will have some connection with girls' grammar and having dances, and you will. I've got to think what I've got to say here. I'm sorry, I am 77, forgive me. He said you will, the other thing we want you to have is a lot of social intercourse, so that was... Anyway, we carried out that very well.
You've always given away too much information, especially to players. But what about the highlights? So obviously 84, the Grand Slam Tour, 86 was a highlight, and you might have a message to the guys as they head off tomorrow on the Grand Slam Tour. But also 96, we tend to forget about that, where the Wallabies went on the spring tour unbeaten.
Yeah, 84 and 86 were fantastic. When we arrived in 84, we'd had the three-match tour before we went. New Zealand came to, or the All Blacks came to Australia, and we played them in 3 tests. And at the end of the day, when you added up the points, there was 1 point difference after those tests. But when we went to England, I was the first person in world rugby to be named as assistant coach. And when we arrived there, after a couple of days, we went to the East India Club as guests to all the Alacadoos from England. And I got to the door and they said, "Look, I'm sorry, but you can't come in here, you're not welcome." Anyway, we were walking up the stairs, going into the dinner, and I was walking down, and Alan said, "Where are you going?" This is Jonesy. "Where are you going?" I said, "Oh, they won't let me in." They said that, assistant coaches aren't part of World Rugby. Anyway, Alan came to the fore and went up to, and it was Kendall Carpenter was one of the pommies, and the other one was a hyphenated word as well. I can't even think. But he was a mongrel. Anyway, as it turned out, Alan went in and said, "Look, we're not coming in here if Alec Evans doesn't come in." And they said, "Well, he's really not welcome. He's breaking our laws of not having an assistant coach." And he said, "Well, that's fine, we'll go home." So they quickly changed their mind. It wasn't as pleasant as that. As you know, Alan can get up people a bit.
Yeah.
We're going from there?
We're going from there. 1996, you were assistant to Greg Smith, but...
help me, 86?
86, yeah, New Zealand. We saw the reunion last week.
And that was marvellous.
Yeah.
It was a great tour. A tough tour. It was harder than the 84 Grand Slam because we played 22 games, but we had a lot of midweek games, and there was a lot of drinking because we were away for 2.5 months, so had to do something. But at the end of the day, New Zealand was a different. All the provinces were waiting for us to come, and every game was a hard game. But at the end of the day, we won the Bledisloe Cup in the last match. In the second match, we really did win the Bledisloe Cup then, but Steve Tyneman scored a try. It was disallowed, and so therefore we had to go on to the third test, and we turned the tables, and it was a wonderful test, and we had a very young fullback in Andrew Leeds, and he scored a magnificent try in his first test. So, and that was a big night after that. So,
You're giving away too much information. We've got to cut it there. I thought you all you people.
My wife said, "Don't speak too long."
Okay. Alec Evans, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch up with Alec.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Let me say something. I just want to thank the Australian Rugby Union and the QRU for supporting me over 62 years in rugby. And I'm married to this young lady here who for 53 years has put up with rugby. So she deserves a bit of a mention. Thank you.
Good on you. Sandra, all yours.
It's a hard act to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the Community Coach of the Year Award, which recognises the efforts of the thousands of coaches around Australia who generously give their time to develop rugby talent in their communities. Clubs and players across the country were invited to nominate their community coach, explaining how he or she demonstrated the 5 values: passion, integrity, discipline, respect and teamwork. This year the award has been renamed the Jeff Buntershaw Community Coach of the Year Award after former Wallabies captain and Hall of Famer Jeff Shaw. Please make him welcome. G'day Jeff, how you going?
How you going? Good.
All right, yeah, nice.
I'm excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Now, you only played 68 matches for Australia, 9 as captain before embarking on a career as a coach. So what do you think makes a great community coach?
Well, I think you've got to realise what level you're coaching at. I think it brought it home to me many years ago when I was actually coaching the under-7s at Kenmore with Buddha Handy, our boys that started playing. I was coaching the 14Bs at Terrace, the Mighty Bees, and I was coaching Queensland with John Conley. So you've got to realise at what level you're at. You've got to prepare yourself reasonably well for it. And, you know, the Bledisloe Cup's not on the line every game that you play. So, you know, you've got to realise where you fit into the system and work accordingly.
Well, community coaches are as important throughout the entire scenery of rugby. So why don't you take it away and announce this year's winner?
I shall do that. And the young lady's actually sitting down there with a paper bag hyperventilating because she's very nervous, but the winner of the Jeff Shaw Community Coach of the Year award is Kylie Dawson. She is very nervous.
Kylie, this way. We're delighted to see a woman winning the award, and as we all know, there are some fantastic female coaches putting in the hours around the country. Can you give us, first of all, a brief rundown on your career up in the central north area of New South Wales?
I'm very fortunate to come from a lovely area in Tamworth and have had the privilege of coaching a number of outstanding young men, one of whom which is here tonight, which is Johnny Porch. So basically I'm a high school teacher and at an all-boys school and was thrown into the ropes. They said, what sport would you like to do? There's rugby or there's league. And I went, well, I've grown up with rugby, so bring it on. So that's my coaching career in a nutshell. I've also been involved with Sevens and Central North representative.
What are the goals that you still want to achieve?
I coach to give kids opportunities, so it's not about me. I like to travel kilometres, I love to hear the stories, I love to take them to places they've never been. So whatever comes my way, I'm willing to take on. Wallabies, I'm available, but wherever I need to fill a gap, then yeah, I'm happy to fill in.
Well, congratulations. Yes, you've already got an Olympian Sevens player, Johnny Porch, in on your CV. So congratulations, more of those, and you're a thoroughly deserving winner from what we've seen from all of the people that nominated you. So all the very best with your future endeavours. Kylie, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to pause for a moment to remember some great Wallabies who passed away this year. So please join me in a moment's silence as we pay tribute to the 5 men who helped shape the game that we all hold so dear.
Out in the garden where we planted the seeds, there is a tree as old as me. Branches were sown by the color of green. The ground had a rose then past its knees. By the cracks of his skin I climbed to the top. I climbed the tree to see the world. When the gods came around to blow me down, I held on as tightly as you held on to me. Held on as tightly as you held on to me.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, now to tonight's big award, the John Eales Medal, and after every Test match, the Qantas Wallabies vote on a 3-2-1 basis for the teammates who impressed them the most. 38 players were used in the voting period. There were 18 tests. It all started with the training camp at the iconic Notre Dame University before the Wallabies' first test in the USA in almost 40 years. From there, it was on to England for the Rugby World Cup 2015. So let's take a journey now down memory lane as we look back at that incredible journey for the men in gold.
After a gruelling 2-week training camp in Indiana, the Wallabies played the USA Eagles in an historic encounter in Chicago. Sean McMahon was outstanding in his debut, while Kurtley Beale gave the US fans a first-hand glimpse of his class.
McMahon gives it to Kurtley Beale from one end of the field to the other.
Next stop, the UK for the 2015 Rugby World Cup. Australia faced a determined Fiji in Cardiff. A solid start for the Aussies. They dominated the set piece. David Pocock was man of the match, crossing for a double. 4 days later, the side travelled to Birmingham to play Minnows, Uruguay. The Wallabies ran in 11 tries. Drew Mitchell scored a double to become Australia's leading try scorer in World Cups. A match-up with the hosts England. It was billed as the Wallabies' most important game of the tournament, and fly-half Bernard Foley delivered in spectacular fashion.
Quick recycle, it's Foley, dummying! Bernard Foley! It's a try for the Wallabies!
The 26-year-old played his best match in the gold jumper, helping his team to a 20-point victory. With a finals berth secured, the Wallabies looked to go through their pool undefeated against Wales. It was described as one of the greatest defensive displays in Wallaby history, with the team's elder statesman standing up.
Ashley Cooper stands up over the ball and gets the penalty!
They held on to win 15-6 and finished top of the pool of death. A quarter-final clash with Scotland was the next stop on the side's World Cup journey. Tavita Kurandrani continued his good form throughout the World Cup, crossing for a spectacular try.
And it is a try to Australia, Tavita Kurandrani.
The match went down to the wire. Bernard Foley holding his nerve to kick the Wallabies into the semis.
He stabbed it down the middle! Australia back in front, 35-34.
One win away from the decider, the Pumas went into the match on the back of a 23-point thrashing of Ireland, but the Wallabies proved they were up to the task. Adam Ashley Cooper showing his experience and class, scoring a hat-trick to put the Wallabies into their 4th World Cup final. So it was the Trans-Tasman rivals in the big dance, and the match didn't disappoint. Trailing 21-3 midway through the second half, the Wallabies showed some serious ticker, fighting back to within 4 points. Tavita Kurandrani again performed strongly, along with workhorse number 8 David Pocock. But the All Blacks proved too strong, winning back-to-back William Webb Ellis Cups.
So to the leaderboard after the Rugby World Cup and the USA, and David Pocock leads the way on 140, 37 in front of Kurtley Beale. Adam Ashley Cooper is third on 101. Bernard Foley and Sean McMahon round out the top 5. Matt Gitto, Tavita Kurandrani, Michael Hooper, Drew Mitchell and Sekope Kepu rounding out the top 10. But there is a long way to go. And it is time for a break. Thank you very much for being a great audience so far. Still to come, Bill Corp NRC, all the Super Rugby Awards, Australia's Choice Qantas Wallaby of the Year, Women's 15s Player of the Year, Men's and Women's 7s Player of the Year, Wallaby Rookie of the Year, Try of the Year, and the big one, the John Eales Medal for 2016. So enjoy your main course, and we will be back in a flash to continue with Rugby's Night of Nights. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Clarkie and Sandra, of course. Tyrrell Lomax, a name Lomax we all know with Rugby League, but good to see you in rugby, mate. But also good to see you at the Melbourne Rebels, being a former player there and a member of the club. But a great honour for you, mate. I've been watching you this year, and it's good to be recognised by your peers as being the best under-20 player in the country.
Yeah, for sure. I think sort of seeing the players that have won it before me, we had a lot of guys who'd gone on to Super Rugby, and that's what I hope to do. But you know, we had a lot of quality players in the team this year. We had a lot of guys who played Super Rugby, so to win this award is a big achievement for me.
And you look at it, like Sean McMahon's one of them, George Smith, another. I think he had a couple of years there. Phil Waugh. You could almost say that every player that wins the John Eales Medal comes through. No pressure,
yeah.
though, mate. You're a lot bigger than I am. But look, also on your move to the Melbourne Rebels, mate, great opportunity for you in a non-rugby state to sort of state your claim. A young side under Tony McGann there must be something you're looking forward to, although would have hurt to leave the Brumbies pretty close to your heart being a Canberra boy.
Yeah, for sure. I think I got most of my family in Canberra, and to move to Melbourne where I don't have too much family, that support network, I think the boys down in the Rebels made it a lot easier for me.
Okay, and look, for yourself, when you go down to the Rebels, who are the players that you look at that sort of learn from? I know they got Laurie Weeks as one player that's been there for a very long time. He's sort of coming back from injury. Do you want to get in there and start straight away, or do you prefer to learn from some of the older blokes?
Well, I definitely want to sort of play some Super Rugby next year, but just to learn off him. You know, got Laurie Weeks, got Toby Smith, James Hansen, that's the front row, who've all sort of played for the Wallabies.
Yeah, well, and look, the other thing is, I'm sure you've had it growing up, like, old man plays league, what are you doing playing rugby? Is it just sort of something you gravitated to, hung out with your mates? What's the real reason that you sort of hung around?
I think that, just that, hanging out with my mates. Went to St Edmunds College, which has, big rugby history, and I just wanted to play with my mates, have fun with my mates, and they sort of grew up playing rugby, so...
Well, that's what we're doing, aren't we? Hang out with our mates. Now, for you, where's the next step now? You're going to have a bit of time off. Are you going to maybe have a few weeks off, go celebrate the award out tonight? What's next for Tyrrell Lomax?
Yeah, we got two weeks off, and then back into pre-season, and then hopefully have a pretty big 4 or 5 weeks, and just see how I go next year.
And how's Dumper been? Mate, Tony McGann, has he had many phone calls with you? They've been keeping you on a tight lead?
Yeah, I've had a couple of chats with him. He seems quite tame when I talk to him, but apparently when you get out into the training field, he can flick the switch pretty
he's good. Yeah. And the other one you've got to learn from, of course, Zane Hilton, the assistant coach there. I'm sure you're going to learn plenty from him. But look, mate, I think you've got a big future, and tonight being recognised, I'm sure feels pretty good. Is your mum and dad here? Are you going to partner? Or who's
no, just myself.
Fine
so
side.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, be careful, ladies. You are taken though, are you?
Yeah, mate.
Okay, right. It's not a dating show. This is a live show. Mate, just a couple of final questions for you now. Is it something that you want to aspire to, wearing a gold jersey? Do you come like tonight's like this and think, well, you know, being a Wallaby is my dream, and it's always wanted to do. Like, does this inspire you tonight to try and take that next step?
Yeah, for sure. Just like sort of seeing all the Wallabies, you know, they're guys that I've sort of grown up, especially over the last 5 years watching, and just to see them here, and you know, it's just I'm a bit blown away, and of course it's something that I want to do.
Who's looked after you down in Canberra? Who are the good guys that have sort of put you under your wing? Scotty CO being one of them?
Yeah, Pat Liafa. Pat Liafa's sort of the guy who you know, sort of takes everyone in and looks after them, make sure their transitions.
Well,
smooth.
he's a former boy. He used to play down there at local club footy there in for Canberra Vikings. So that's a good one. But look, for you, mate, well done. Congratulations, and have a great night. Don't celebrate too hard. And when you get down there to Melbourne, behave yourself and stay out of trouble. Be very careful of some of those Rebels chaps. But a great culture down there in Melbourne, and they're going to have a great player there in Terrell Lomax, who's going to be an absolute superstar, no doubt. Australian Under-20s Player of the Year here at the 2016 John Eales Medal. Thanks for joining us, Tyrell.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
Well, Tyrell Lomax, and of course now we have one of my favourites, Little Pogger Rocket, Henry Hutchinson.
Adam.
G'day, Hutch.
Good to see you.
Mate, I tipped you to be the Sevens Player of the Year. Even though you're a rookie, I tipped you. Because I actually look for players that play that I'm taller than, and then I back them. And I say, you know what, this kid's got a big future. But for you,
mate, I've got the height on you. I still do.
Mate, no way. If this camera wasn't set in stage, we go back to that. Mate, tell me, what a year. How good. A disappointing result there in the Olympics, but fabulous for you personally. I know, what are you, 19 now or still 18?
Nah, 19 now, but yeah, definitely a great year. Great year for myself and for the Australian men's sevens. Even though the Olympic dream didn't plan out as the way we wanted to, I think sevens as a game and as a sport really grew this year and brought a lot of new players to the game.
Well, I would say the Olympics is one thing, but for you personally, like that Sydney Sevens, like I remember seeing photos of you slamming that ball down in the corner against England. I thought that photo went everywhere. But so you go to Olympics. Does it go now Olympic Sydney Sevens, or where does it sit now in the pecking order? Sydney Sevens, is Hong Kong still the one you want to try and win, or where does it sit with you right now?
It's a good question. Obviously, I think the Olympics is always going to be now that main one to win, but that only ever comes around 4 years. I know Sydney's pretty special. You know, you want to win your home tournament, and that Hong Kong's always had that traditional, you know, Hong Kong Sevens. Yeah. But you know, I think all tournaments, they're pretty similar. I think that you got to compete, you know, well and be competitive in the top 3 or 4 in every single tournament these days to contend for that, you know, the overall World Series winners, which Fiji got this year. So you take every tournament as the same and maybe have Sydney a little bit more special because it's in the backyard.
Yeah, well, I know plenty of people in the stands, including myself, enjoyed Sydney. I was a little bit sore on Monday. Yeah. Not from playing, by the way. But look, for you, mate, what's the next step? You go through this season. How many years have you signed for? This year and next year, is that right?
Yeah, so I've got 1 more year in my contract, so I'll be off contract, or the season was finished in May, so I'll be off contracts in May
so
next year.
So Super Rugby, you're obviously thinking about 15s. It's hard to say, because I say you think about 15s, you're going, well, I'm more focused on 7s. But in the back of your mind, you'll get there one day.
Yeah, definitely. Like, of course, right now I'm contracted for the 7s, and I'm going to give 110% to the 7s program for the rest of my contract. But there's no doubt that, you know, that 15s and that time to make that transition back to the 15-man game is in the back of my mind.
And how's Ed Jenkins been, mate? He's given up the armband as captain. He seems like he'll still lead anyway. He'll be a leader as such. But who's next in line, mate? Who's next in line to the throne? Is it you, the Prince, taking over the King?
Please, no, I'd hate that responsibility. Yeah, I was surprised at that. I have so much respect for Ed as a person, as a captain. He's a great role model and a great leader. I think the plan was to have Louis Holland to succeed him and be the next captain, and Louis would have been great for that role. Unfortunately, Louis
he's crook.
Done his Achilles. Yeah, so he's out for the season. So Louis is going to be our captain and, you know, lead from back at home at Narrabeen. But on tour, I think Randy was selected on tour captain.
All right.
Who that is, I'm not too sure.
But it's not you. You can.
It's not me, and I'm sure Ed will have a very.
Mate, well, you've got it in your DNA. I can tell you. You're a young leader. But look, mate, well done on your year. Like, and look, I think all Australia was still very proud of the men. I know it was hard to see the women's win, but you guys did very well, and you're up against it, and the Fijians, well, who can stop them really? But hopefully a medal next time. But in between that, let's hope to see you playing the 15s back at Randwick.
I'd love
maybe,
to.
And hopefully in a gold jersey here at the John Eales Medal.
Thank you. That'd be the plan. That'd be a dream come true.
All right, Hutch. You're a good man.
Cheers,
Henry
Adam.
Hutchinson, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just get a gold medalist, and Shani Williams. Drop it there, mate. Yeah, beautiful. As we stream away here at the John Eales Medal for 2016, I can see Henry. He's a superstar, absolute champion. But Shani, come, join us. Greatness. How are you?
Good.
You well?
Yeah, well, wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We have to censor this now that there's kissing on the live stream. But, hey, congratulations. I remember seeing you at a lunch before you left, and I think everyone was always so confident and so inspired by you guys, but then you go out and do what you did. I remember sitting, I think all the Wallaby staff and the Wallabies players were sitting around a breakfast table there on the Central Coast and seeing you guys doing so well. We can talk about that, but let's just talk about the aftermath. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Coming off the plane and out of the hangar, that was a pretty cool experience. Being a mechanic, I love that sort of stuff. But just seeing the crowd and the people there welcoming us, and really having that feel of what it actually was like here for you guys. Like, we were in a bubble over there, and we come off that plane and there's just people where you're yelling out, Rugby Sevens, or, how good's this? So
and you are right on tour. You are in a bubble. And sometimes it's actually good to be in that bubble because you don't listen to the noise. But I actually been looking at all the newspapers and magazines and TV shows. I go, I actually feel sorry for you guys because you're doing so much work and you're almost carrying the code in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Has it settled down? I know you're full time, but you've had time to just chill out and get away from it?
That's the beauty of this, having that gold medal and being able to represent your country and play the game that we love, is to have this sort of, uproar and publicity, I guess. Like, we've been so much in the dark that now it's just amazing to, really jump on board it and show people what we're about. We've got such a great bunch of girls and great culture, and we want to be able to share that with the nation. So
sure, we want to tap into it. We talk about the culture, and I remember seeing something on an Instagram post. I think it was Scotty Bowen, your manager.
Yeah.
How all you girls get into a team song and just pick a song out of the top 40 and jump around, and you sing a song before you run out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's awesome. That's the vibe.
Yeah. But you'll vote for tonight. I don't know how you vote for the Women's Sevens Player of the Year. How does that one work?
I'm pretty sure it just goes through our coach and manager, and then that goes off to the board. So.
Okay, righto. But if you had to vote, who would you be picking? And I know you spent most of the season out with injury, although you wouldn't pick yourself anyway.
Nah, I wouldn't pick myself.
Who would you pick this year? Give us three, because you don't want to single anyone out.
Yeah, well, we've had a mad season. Obviously, the World Series being champions there, and then with the Olympics as well. But you can't go past Charlotte Caslick. Her ability to step people and make that one-on-one decision is amazing. But just to see the growth of her, she has grown a lot. She's grown along with the game, but she's also, made massive standards and stamped her authority. So I think she's definitely, my number one pick. Shannon Parry, got to give my hat off to her.
She's a legend. She writes for us. I love her.
Oh, she's my
co-captain as well.
Bash Brothers.
Yes, that's right.
But she just has led the team with absolute pride and has shown the girls the way. So in my absence, she definitely stepped up and.
So you're picking either one of those, yeah?
Either one of those two.
Well, I know that even Charlotte, you go down and see some of the kids' carnivals now, they got their hair braided, and I'm sure there's plenty of girls wearing Shannon Parry headgear, the big fluorescent ones. But mate, congratulations.
Thank you.
Those kids. And have a great night, and whoever wins the award, I'm sure you'll be backing him 100%. So,
yeah, for sure,
well
teammates.
I'll tell you what we'll do now, though, if we can. We've got vision of the gold carpet. I saw you strutting down there before, but we'll cross to that. Marty Cambridge has cut some awesome footage of the gold carpet. And all the partners, Wallaby, Sevens players, coaches, everyone will be down there with their partners. We'll cross there live, and we'll see you back here very soon.
Yeah, so I went in surgery last week, so I've been in a cast for a week, and for another week, and then into a boot, and then slowly wean off the boot and wedges and get back to get into it, and hopefully all goes well. Yeah, you don't really realise how tired you get on the crutches. You always, if your mate's on crutches, you always drag him along, so I've had a big day today on the crutches, so no doubt tonight I'll be in for a good sleep. Yeah, that's a massive honour to be able to represent the boys as being their club captain. And I won't be out there this season, but I'll do as much as I can behind the scenes and through training. Hopefully get to as many tournaments as possible to support the boys on and off the field as much as I can. And I'll just take that role as it comes and improve on my leadership off the field. Women's Sevens Player of the Year, no doubt, will be Charlotte probably, yeah. So hopefully she takes it out. She had a great year and a great Olympic campaign. And then the men's, it could be anyone because the team moved around a lot this year, so not everyone played in all tournaments. And then the boys had a little bit of we had a very shaky tournament at the Olympics, so some boys shined and some boys didn't. So it'll be very close.
Yeah, it's awesome. We love coming and getting dressed up, myself and all the girls. So, we're really excited to have a night out, and it's Shannon Parry's birthday as well, so hopefully we can celebrate that. Yeah, it's massive. We've seen the growth in women's rugby in the last couple of months since we've been back from Rio, and it's unbelievable the support we've been getting from the ARU and from everyone across the country. So to see that it's being recognised in an event like this is just massive. I'd love to see Lewis get it, and maybe Shano for our women's one. And for the John Eales Medal as well? I don't think Israel can get 3 in a row, so maybe Bernard Foley.
Yeah, it's always a good night. It's always great that one person in the end gets recognised in terms of what the other players think. It's probably from our point of view, it's the greatest way of recognising someone. So I'm not sure who it'll be, but it's been plenty of footy this year. There's been some terrific highs and some lows as well. So it'll be an interesting night. Work hard and ensure that the guys selected in the 23 are best prepared to play the tests. That's sort of the key. Any test, I just made. It's sad that I'm not playing, but in one way, you're fortunate you know what your outcome is, so you can plan and try and make the most for whoever is lucky enough to get that opportunity. I think someone like I think Michael Hooper, he's been involved in. He's probably started every test in the last 12 months. It certainly helps. He's been in pretty good form across all of them as well. He'd be my bet. It certainly has. There's been plenty. In terms of this year alone, I think Dane Halapetti's been pretty good. Scotty CO, well, he might have been in last year's one, but certainly Dane would be my favourite for this year's Rookie of the Year.
Oh, it is night of nights. I think that's what they say. It should be good opportunity for all the players to get together, have a sit down with their wives and girlfriends, and really enjoy and reflect on the year that's been. I don't know. I guess looking back on a loss, you're never going to be satisfied. So there's a few things that I would have liked to have done a little bit better, but at the end of the day, it was good to be able to put the team in a position to be able to put in a good performance. I guess at the end of the day, the Kiwis just sort of came away with it in the second half there, and they're just a very good team at the moment. You never really know. It seems like he's either in or he's not. It doesn't really matter to me. I just got to make sure I'm ready so that if I am giving that opportunity, then I can take it. So at the moment, I'm just rolling with the punches and enjoying the good times with the boys on tour, and really looking forward to getting over there and locking in and trying to do something that Australia hasn't done for a long time. I'm saying Bernard Foley. I'm getting right behind him, so we'll see how he goes, the little fella. I think he's played every game, played some great footy. I think he deserves an opportunity.
Definitely no bias there.
No, absolutely not. I think he was kicking me in the car on the way here, telling me to say something, so he'll be right. I think he'll poll well.
So, Kate, you're obviously the partner of Michael Hooper. He's one of the hot favourites tonight. What do you rate his chances?
I think very high. I think either way it goes, I'm very proud of him and I wish him all the best.
And he's obviously, been one of the Wallabies' best in the spotlight a lot this year. How has he dealt with all of that?
I think he's very humble and reserved, but obviously we back him all the way, and I think on the way he holds himself and is composed, I think a lot of people look up to him and are very proud of him.
And tonight's obviously a massive night for all the guys, but do you enjoy getting out and, meeting some of the guys that your partner spends so much time with, I guess?
Yeah, it's always a good night, and especially, for us girls to dress up and, show off the boys as well, though it's their night, and we're just happy to come along for the ride.
So, Stephen, rugby's night of nights. It's been a massive 12 months of rugby. What's the feeling going into a night like this?
I think it's really good in terms of celebrating rugby as a game, the volunteers, all the grassroots rugby and how people have contributed to our game and of course the John Eales Medal being the final award. So I think it's good to have everyone in the same room on a night like this.
Yeah, it is easy to forget that there are, I think, 22 awards presented tonight. How good is it for you guys to see, the impact people are having at all levels of the game?
Yeah, I think it's really important to have all the awards on the same night. It's rugby across Australia caters for many different teams and many different people, and there's a lot of volunteers that give up their time to make the game great in Australia, and it's important that we recognise that.
And the big one tonight, what's your tip?
Oh, look, I think Pocock, Hooper, Genia, Bernard Foley maybe. I think it might come from that group.
And also Rookie of the Year is a big Wallabies award. Who's impressed you out of the debutants?
Yeah, well, there's been a few, hasn't there? I suppose Dane Haylett-Petty, I suppose, is the standout for me.
Right, so Ed, a massive night tonight. How are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it should be a great night. The big one, the John Eales Medal, obviously the guy behind me on my shoulder here, I think he's got a great chance, as does Izzy, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And I think looking, I guess, towards the sevens, I think Lewis Holland had an outstanding year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up the Sean Mackay medal there.
I feel like you're predicting my questions. You've obviously won the Sean Mackay award before. How special is it to walk away with that award?
Yeah, it's a huge honour to win that. Obviously voted by your peers, so it's great to get that accolade. And I was fortunate enough to play with Mac a number of years ago, so I guess it means a lot to me to be able to receive that award, as it does, I guess, to a lot of the members in our team.
Look, I think it's obviously it's pretty special to win the John Eales Medal, only because you're voted by your peers, and that's obviously, like I said, it's when you get recognised by the guys that you go out with and play alongside, it means a lot to you. So I think whoever walks away with it tonight will definitely we honoured to receive the award, and like I said, it's a huge thing to be recognised by your peers and to receive the award. It's something that's pretty special. Oh, look, I don't think I'll be a good chance of getting that, but the guys like Hooper and David Pocock, Will Genia have had some really great games for us this season. So I think look to one of those three to receive the award. Yeah, thanks very much. It's been a huge weekend, and I guess myself and Maria are very excited about the things to come. So yeah, it's been a great week. Oh, just real simple. Just after dinner, I just asked her the question. But I guess it's really nice to a week that's been tough, obviously on the field. But I've enjoyed the week so far. Yeah, absolutely. I think the guys are very excited to get over there and do a good job. I think it's a good time for us as a team to kind of bring us together a lot closer, and I think it's a great opportunity to really end the year on a good note.
Right, so Reece, your first John Eales Medal. It's been a massive year for you. How have you found 2016?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Obviously, it's a bit of a surprise being here for my first John Eales Medal, but I loved this year. Really enjoyed my time down in Melbourne, and then with the Wallabies as well. So yeah, I loved it.
And you might be in contention for a couple of awards. I think Super Rugby Rookie of the Year potentially, and maybe even Wallabies Rookie of the Year. How do you rate your chances?
Oh, no, I'm not thinking about that at all. I think a few of the boys have jived me up about it, but just here to enjoy the night and celebrate an enjoyable 2016. So.
And obviously going to Spring Tour tomorrow. Are you looking forward to that trip?
Yeah, exactly. Massively looking forward to it. Obviously, 5 weeks overseas in the UK and France is something that you look forward to as a young kid, and I think it'll be a great experience both in terms of rugby and off the field. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And it's been, I guess, a big couple of weeks for you as well. Moving into that 12 spot, how have you found that? And has Czech spoken to you about where you might feature in the Spring Tour?
No, not really. Talking about the Spring Tour, I think you've got to be prepared to play anywhere, but I really enjoyed the game against New Zealand, sort of getting a little bit more involved and trying to do a bit more for the team. Obviously, probably not one of my better games, but I think there's a lot to improve on, and really excited for the possibilities moving forward. So, yeah.
And Liz, how do you rate Reece's chances? He's been pretty humble tonight, but I think you can pump him up.
Oh, no, we'll keep him humble, I think. I don't know, it'll just be a good night.
And I guess you being an elite athlete yourself, you obviously know how hard he's worked. How has it been to see him, scale the heights he has this year?
Yeah, I think he's done really, really well. I'm really proud of him. And, I think it's a good, testament to his hard work where he's at now. So, yeah, hopefully they have a great tour.
Is there a little bit of competition between you guys? I think the Diamonds probably have the edge in terms of wins and that sort of thing, but is there a bit of competition?
Oh, everything's a competition with Reece. But
we're both on 6 caps at the moment, actually, so hopefully over this next tour I can overtake her.
Yeah, so I went in surgery last.
How good was that? All the girls looking very good, and I'm sure one bloke here. Have you got a partner, Scott CEO, Wallaby Scott CEO, loose head prop, all-time champion, Brumbies player, up for how many awards you up for tonight?
Nah, none, I don't think. I think he said there was 38 guys up for John Eales Medal. I think I'll probably come back 37th.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You know, I've seen the votes.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You don't win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought so.
Mate, tell me, you came, I saw you on the gold carpet before. By yourself? What's the go?
No, not yet. I'm still single. Still trying to find my princess. But no, look, I mean, I've got a lot of things I've got to sort
out.
out.
Who's your date tonight?
No, Izzy for
Izzy
now.
was your date.
I'm
you know that Izzy's engaged.
Yeah,
though,
I'm Maria
you?
for the night.
Okay.
Just standing in as Maria for the night. So, yeah, just keeping a bit of company. I know she's down in Melbourne, so he feels a bit lonely at the moment.
I got to look after him. Who are you rooming with at the Crown Plaza there?
I normally room with Alan, but he's got his lovely partner Philo here with him. So I'm with.
But that's still.
Yeah, I'm with the Super Cepha.
Oh, Super
yeah,
Cepha.
I'm getting a room with the
He was
Super
out at
Cepha.
La Perouse today, Super Cepha.
Was he?
Coaching the kids. He's a legend.
Yeah, he
you
loved
He
it.
wants to change his name just to hashtag Super Cepha. That's what he wants
I
to do.
think it'll be a trending topic on Instagram and Twitter. So
We'll leave
why
it here
not?
on Rugby.com.au, mate. Your year to date, how can we say World Cup, unreal. You got that elbow injury, that hematoma, as Chet called it at a press conference. But then you sort of came back, great final series, good Super Rugby form. Then the England sort of series probably weren't up to your best. You'd probably admit that as well. But you've come good at the right time. I thought last week you were outstanding. How do you get a wrap on your season so far?
Yeah, look, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. World Cup was an unbelievable experience, and that hematoma sort of set me back a bit. But look, had a slow start to the year with Super Rugby, and the England series unfortunately wasn't up to the quality that I set for myself. But just stuck away at it with Super Rugby and the Rugby Championship, and
Because you fell out of the squad at one stage. What did Czech say to you? Just you got to get better, or was it an honest conversation? How'd that go?
Yeah, pretty honest. I think he said, we know the standard of level that you put on yourself, and we put on you, and you weren't quite there, unfortunately, and that's how it is at this level. You sometimes if you're there or thereabouts, you're not quite there. So.
Yeah.
Look, I understood that, and I took that back to Super Rugby and the Rugby Championship, and luckily I've been able to string a bit of consistency together. And
you've been playing
so,
well.
my first spring tour coming up, I'm pretty
Is it
excited.
really?
Yeah,
First one.
Yeah, first one. So,
isn't it funny now? When you look at yourself's first spring tour, like 10 years ago, being a prop wasn't cool. There just wasn't any around. I had like Bill Young. No one wanted to pack down scrums. Now, what about the cattle coming through? Alan Alatoa, Tommy Robertson, some of these young kids coming through, really pushing you. And I think James Slipper played like some record amount of tests in a row, and he even can't find the team at the moment. So how's all the competition, these young pups coming through? They keep you on your toes?
No, I think it's great. I mean, Keps has been the standard for tight head props now for the last 2 or 3 years, and Slips is the most capped Wallaby prop ever, and so, with Tommy Robertson coming through and Alan, down at the Brumbies with me and Wallabies as well, it's great. And Taniela Tupou has just been announced that he's coming over.
Is he the type of prop that you don't want running at you at training? Like, because of the
No. I guess so. With that size and that ability, it makes it tough. I'm pretty happy with guys running straight at me, but now they're able to step.
And twinkle toe.
Yeah. So.
And also Terrell Lomax, who just won the award before. He was up on stage. He seems like he's got a big future as well.
Yeah, very. He comes from a very good pedigree, and his family are very supportive of what he does. And he's got a bright future ahead of him. And I wish him all the best at Rebels, and all the best for every game bar 2 against us. But he'll do well down there, and they've got a good crop of young players down there that he'll fit in well to. So told Shawnee McMahon to make sure you look after him, and my cousin Laurie Weeks, make sure you...
Your cousins, are you?
Yeah, we're cousins.
Oh, you're all
He is Samoan, mate. So, everyone says
of course,
that.
you're all cousins. But hey, tonight you talk about Sean McMahon. Who do you think's going to win? I think Shawnee polls pretty well in this next bid. David Pocock's in the lead at the moment. You did your 3-2-1s each week. Who do you think will win tonight?
Oh, I tend to give mine to all the type 5 players, but it doesn't seem to be working. Keps was 10th. You never know. He's a dark horse there.
I actually noticed on some of your tickets, you put yourself down. Remember, I had to go to you and say you can't actually vote for yourself?
Yeah, someone's got to give me votes, mate.
No, you never did that. But who do you think tonight? What do you reckon?
Look, I think Poe, until he got injured, was a hot favourite, and Shawnee was the same. But You know, the regular guys are Hoops will obviously be up there. He plays at such a consistent high level. But my guy, I think probably Bernard Foley. I think he's been great since the World Cup, and he's been playing some great rugby, and he had an awesome game last week, and I'm sure he would have got a lot of the votes. So yeah, he's probably my guy tonight.
And if the winner, say, gets about 250, what's Scott Seo going to get tonight? Like, what's a pass mark for Scott Seo? Is it, like, do you...
Mate,
if
if
I
I get
up 10, like 10, you'll go... No.
If I get above 0, I'll be happy with that,
You want
mate.
more than one? No,
Yeah.
seriously, what, 20 votes?
Oh, yeah, maybe 25.
25.
25 caps, 25 votes, I'll be happy with that.
25 caps?
Yeah.
So 25 as well?
Yeah, I'm 25 years old.
Oh,
yeah, you know, like...
It's crazy.
25 is probably my number this
Crazy,
year.
all right. Well, mate, hey, first spring tour, it'll be good.
Yeah,
It'll be good for you. And a Grand Slam out of the question. I know Chet wouldn't want you to talk it up, but I think as Australian footy fans, you go over there wanting to do it, but you're not going to be arrogant to say we're going to come out and do this. But, you know, there's a belief in the squad that you're on the rise.
Yeah, look, obviously we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but you got to believe it, you know, and if you believe it, you can do it. So that's the approach we're taking to it.
All right. Well, Scott Seo, Qantas Wallaby, 25 tests, 25 years old. One of the good guys of the Qantas Wallaby squad. Best of luck and get your 25 points here at the John Eales Medal. We'll take a short break. We're back here with Sandra Sully, and of course Greg Clark. See you soon.
Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, baby, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, baby, you and I. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, baby, you and I.
Black dust in orbit, cascades down like a parachute. Bricks on my shoulder. This gravity hurts when you know the truth. I'm pulling my weight in. Oh, call me anxious, call me broke. I can't live this on my own. I'm pulling my weight in. Oh, call me anxious, call me broke. I can't live this on my own. Oh, yeah. We dreamt like martyrs, baby. I never thought I was bold enough. No, no, no. You pushed me further. I'm rolling my way and call me anxious, call me broke, but I can't live this on my own. I'm rolling my way.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would kindly take your seats, the John Eales Medal ceremony is about to resume. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Ms. Sandra Sully.
When you're ready, ladies and gentlemen. Love the rugby crowd. Have a chat. And it's like old school week. Well, we trust you all enjoyed your mains. Now it's time to move on. And before we get into the Astor on Life Super Rugby Awards, here is Adam Fryer with our early leader in the race for the John Eales Medal, David Pocock.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm here with David Pocock, who's polled pretty well so far, and I know you've won this award how many times now? Twice. Do you feel like you can win it again? Is it once or twice? Once. Or maybe I've read this year's vote. Now, for you, mate, looking at some of the players that have played this year, and of course you vote on it from a 3-2-1, who's your tip for tonight?
I think it'll be a close one between Bernard and Hoops.
Any reason why?
I think they've both had outstanding years. I think particularly this year, Hoops has really been the standout player for us.
And for you personally, mate, good to be back out there playing for the Wallabies last weekend, coming off the bench, feeling good to be out there and looking forward to a good spring tour?
Yeah, it's really exciting going over there with 6 games and a midweek game. So hopefully a few more guys will get a taste of Test match rugby and we'll really build something.
And looking at some of the votes, I know they submitted them and I saw a couple of them. You put your name down for 3 points. Remember we spoke about that you actually can't do that. But you won't rule yourself out of winning, so you've ruled yourself out. You don't think you're going to win it this year?
No, I don't think so.
What a shame.
I've tried that a few times, but yeah.
Well, Sandra, we've ruled one person out. David Pocock looked like he's not going to be anywhere near the leader, but he's tipping Michael Foley and, of course, Michael Hooper and Bernard Foley. It'd be interesting if Michael Foley won it.
That would be very interesting
Adam.
indeed. Well, the end of the night, I might win it. The third edition of the Bill Corp National Rugby Championship finished last Saturday when Perth Spirit won the grand final in Tamworth, downing the New South Wales Country Eagles 20 points to 16. Created to give players, coaches and match officials another step in the development pathway, over 50 players have graduated to Super Rugby and 4 of them are now Wallabies, all that in 3 years. Law variations and innovations helped contribute to a stunning 301 tries scored in just 31 matches, an average of 9.7 a game, which is a new record. And I'd now like to invite to the stage Tony Suka from Bill Corp, the naming rights sponsor of the NRC, and my Fox Sports colleague Sean Maloney, who along with Andrew Swain provided the play-by-play commentary on some very exciting NRC matches, and we're about to see it all on the big screens.
Getting into second receiver. Great run here from English. Pops it away to Stone, who will score.
Going no way through there, Jake. No. Drill. Here goes Parisi. Can he outsprint Henry Spagan? Needs to hammer down and does so. It's good, this kid. Oh, mama!
To Godwin once again. Huge hit from Sam Jeffries.
Hoping for the bounce. Morahan, he's a long-range try specialist. Oh, another big shot coming.
Now Paiawa again, playing havoc, puts it on the toe. Oh, it's set up beautifully. What a try there to Queensland country, and it's Pincus.
Oof, jar there by Abel. Don't run it, Robbie.
Oh, and he throws the intercept, and Asquith. It's a foot race. Can Asquith make it? I think he will. Asquith will score the try in the corner. And Lucas sends it wide to Sinclair now. Here's the hands from Foley to Jones, the speedster. He's got Turner on his outside. Little flick pass to Turner, and the wingers combine for a beauty.
Some great highlights, Tony Suka. Some great highlights in a hell of a year, and you've covered plenty of turf, haven't you?
Yeah, I did set out at the beginning of the season to say I'd get to 60% of the games, but I did fall short at 40%. But I was covered by some of our staff who were able to get around to some of the other games where I couldn't attend.
Not a bad swing. Your highlight, your pick of the year, best game?
Can I touch on maybe three things?
As many as you want.
One was probably the moment of the game, some of the footage was just shown then. It was round 3, Rebels versus the Eagles. Sitting at home watching the Fox Sports coverage, and young Sam Jeffries, who was an employee of ours as a young cadet, was having a quiet game, I said to my son Jordan, and all of a sudden, the next minute he's come from the side of the screen and put on a massive big hit, which I think you just saw on the screen then, and I think soon after, probably 5 or 6 hits from the rest of the team. So that was a big part of that. The second bit was probably the round 7, the Pacific Island match, and it was probably the atmosphere there where at Concord Oval there were stalls, music, wonderful food, game between Rams and the Eagles, topsy-turvy all the way through the game, and then finally I think the Eagles did get up, but it was just fantastic to see the spirit of rugby in full flight. And then finally the big match was the final, seeing the Heath Testman led Perth Spirit versus the Paddy Ryan-led Eagles. Great match, right down to the last minute, seeing both teams go really hard at it, right to the death, and with Perth being the victors. So
and just quickly, Tony, for you, what made 2016 the best year of the Bill Corp NRC?
Year 1 was really interesting, and it was very fast rugby. The modified rules was about playing attacking rugby, and we didn't see much defence. I think fast forward year 3, and we saw defence in its right in that grand final showed how serious the teams became, not only playing attacking rugby, but also bringing defence in the game, which clearly is going to, I think, pull us into the right sort of space with our Super Rugby teams and the Wallabies, where we start to see the players playing fast rugby, attacking rugby, but also hard-hitting, ball playing and defending.
Alrighty, Tony, it's time now to announce the nominees for the 2016 Bill Corp NRC Player of the Series.
I'm very proud to announce.
Jake Gordon was the New South Wales Country Eagles try-scoring machine in 2016, crossing time and time again when his side needed him most.
Gordon does it, he palm off a couple, Gordon still going, Gordon gets
The 2015 Bill Corp NRC Player of the Year for New South Wales Country, John Lance switched to Perth Spirit this year and was a standout in the West.
Now here's some space for Lance, he goes straight through and dots the ball down.
Lucas continually punched well above his weight in 2016, leading the Sydney Rays in both attack and defence.
Now Lucas has a little snipe.
Ray Simone was the Shoot Shield Rookie of the Year in 2016 and was given a starting role in the Sydney Rays centres.
Oh, Simone bringing the show here today.
Simone scoring and setting up an avalanche of tries and earning himself a Waratahs contract for 2017.
Some red-hot players in the mix there, and special mention also to Zaya Parisi and Tyrone Vega, who's here tonight. Tony, the time has come. Do us the honours, would you, sir?
Okay, I'm very proud to announce the winner of the Bill Corp NRC Player of the Series is Ray Simone.
No. This is what happens when you're red hot, Iray. Come on in. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, Iray. What a night for you, hey? You've got the cream of Australian rugby in front of you and you've nailed it in your first swing at it in the world of rugby. Come on over, get a little bit closer. Don't be timid. It's been a hell of a year.
No, it's been good. Look, the team I play with, the Sydney Rays, great bunch of boys. Was unlucky we fell short semi-finals, but I'm looking forward to next year and see how we go. So.
What were you doing this time last year, this exact moment last year?
I was at the red and green ball for Rabbitohs, and Polly was probably partying at the same time. So.
Okay. You can party tonight now as well, which is good, with this trophy in your back pocket. How have you enjoyed the NRC though? Because it has been, I think it has been far and away the best instalment of the NRC. She's rapid, isn't she? She's quick fire.
Yeah, it's good. I love it how the points have changed from going for a 6-point try. And it's taken out the penalties, making it a boring game and just making it a running game, and developing a lot of players, which is really good.
Okay, what next? What's happening? What's happening in 2017 for you?
Look, I'll just take it as it comes.
Well, you can explain what's happening. What are you doing? You signed somewhere? What are you doing?
I'm at the Waratahs at the moment.
Okay.
Signed 2 years with them, so it should be good.
Daryl Gibson's got himself a hell of a player, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Iray Simoni, 2016 NRC Player of the Year.
And thank you to Tony Suker and also Shawnee Maloney. Well done. All right, hooray. Okay, time for the Super Rugby Awards for 2016. And this year, there were 39 players who made their debut. Reds 12, 8 from the Rebels, 7 from the Force, 6 from the Brumbies and 6 from the Waratahs. Some wonderful new talent emerged as well. And to present the award is a man who made his debut for the Brumbies last year, before being named the 2015 Rookie of the Year. Would you please welcome from the Qantas Wallabies, Rory Arnold. Just have to put this microphone up a little bit, I think. What a great 12 months for you, Rory, and it's been Super Rugby Rookie last year, representing the Qantas Wallabies this year, and you've got your Super Rugby form to thank for all of that. It's a great stepping stone, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Super Rugby, it's one of the best comps in the world getting around, but I think you've got to look at the NRC as well. Just look at some of those clips there. It's exciting rugby and it's a good pathway for players.
Well, congratulations also on your first meat pie for the Wallabies as well. How's the body after that gruelling test match last weekend at Eden Park?
Yeah, no, it's all right. Just copped a little knock to the knee, but I'll be good to go next week.
Right. Or the week after at least anyway, against Wales. And you'll be on that flight tomorrow, which is fantastic. Well, there were 5 nominees for the Super Rugby Rookie of the Year. There can only be one winner, and it is... Hey!
After being recruited from the Manly Rugby Club, Reece Hodge is the 2016 Super Rugby Rookie of the Year. They must score, Hodge! He was a Mr. Fix-It for the Rebels backline, playing most positions, and knew his way to the try line, scoring a record 9 in his debut season.
I'll put your crook there, Rory. You can do it now, mate. Thank you very much. Our Rookie of the Year is?
Reece Hodge.
Gee, it's been a terrific year for you, Reece. 9 tries, a new Rebels record for the most tries in a season, 3rd most tries by an Aussie in their debut season. Andrew Walker scored 13 in 2000, Peter Ewart 10 in 2005. You've always backed yourself on the rugby field, but did you ever dream it was going to be as good as this in your first year?
No, I definitely don't think so. Obviously going down to Melbourne this year, I was just grateful for the opportunity and obviously just wanted to consolidate a starting spot when I got the opportunity. So really just grateful for the coaches for giving me that shot from the first round, and really enjoyed the season.
A few more stats here. The second most run metres, fourth most tackle bust, and equal second most line breaks assists for the Rebels this season, all helping you to catch the eye of the Wallaby selectors. And the rest is history, of course. 6 caps now. You're heading off for the tour tomorrow on the spring tour. So how have you found that step up from Manly, then to the Rebels, and now, of course, to the Wallabies?
Yeah, I guess you definitely feel the step up in intensity and physicality each step you go, and I've really just tried to, obviously it's been a challenge for myself, and I think I've been sort of in a bit of a group of Super Rugby rookies that have stepped up this year, and obviously we're still trying to find our feet at test level, but just trying to get better every game and learn from experiences.
Well, keep up the good work and keep learning. Ladies and gentlemen, our Super Rugby Rookie of the Year for 2016, Reece Hodge from the Melbourne Rebels. Well done, mate. Well done.
Congratulations, Reece. Now, everyone, I'd like to call on Andrew Lysart, Director of Special Services at TNT Australia, to announce the Super Rugby Referee of the Year. Please make him welcome. Come on over, Andrew. Now, look, players and coaches take all the plaudits on the field for their performances throughout the Super Rugby season. Also, the referees, they need to be applauded for their efforts as well.
Yeah, they certainly do. And TNT has been a proud sponsor of Australian rugby referees since 2005. And we are very pleased to be able to continue that support in the 2017 season coming. I think we'd all agree that the role that match officials play is one of the most difficult positions on the rugby field. It's a real balance. It's a balance between knowledge, skill, professionalism to make the right call. Albeit working in a very highly dynamic and changing environment, and plus the balance of the various stakeholders, the players, the rugby management and unions, and the spectators. And all this week in, week out, across a vast geography. I think it's a challenge that balance resonates with TNT as we conduct our business. On a daily basis, we operate a very large network of people to support the needs of our extensive base across Australia and across the globe. For us, getting the balance right is about highly satisfied customers. And I think it's the critical role that referees play in this great game is the reason TNT values this partnership so much. And like referees, we strive for perfection in every customer transaction. It's the high standards, consistency, integrity and performance. They're the qualities at the core of what we and what the referees do when they wear the TNT orange. We're really excited to see what the 2017 season will bring, and even more so, we're very honoured to present tonight's award.
So, Andrew, if you could do the honours and announce the Super Rugby Ref of the Year.
The Super Rugby Ref of the Year goes to Angus Gardner.
Angus actually won the same award last year, which shows just how consistent he has been and how he continues to improve. This year he refereed 12 matches, including 2 games in the playoffs. Now, still to come for you this year, you're going to control the international, Wales versus Argentina. Angus, I don't know if you realise, but you are the first Aussie ref in quite a long time that will control 4 Tier 1 test matches in the one calendar year, so congratulations on that. How much are you enjoying flying that Aussie flag?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I said earlier, it's a real honour to do that, and it's an honour to be a part of those games and on that stage. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and Super Rugby this year was again a great competition, and be some disappointed coaches and players in the room after the quarter-final, which I understand, but yeah, looking forward to next year.
Well, congratulations, and no doubt you're looking forward to Millennium Stadium as well for Wales and Argentina on the 12th of November. Congratulations,
Thanks,
go well.
Cheers.
Our referee of the year for Super Rugby, Angus Gardner.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Astor on Life Super Rugby Coach of the Year Award. So I'd like to welcome the coach of the Qantas Wallabies, Mr. Michael Checker, to present this award. Come on, wounded one.
How are you?
You've got a bit of a wounded wing there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to say about it?
That's about it, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that later. Now, Michael, you won the double, the Heineken Cup and the Super Rugby title. You know what it's like to coach week in and week out. It is a pretty tough gig at times.
It is. We say it's tough, but it's not really.
No?
Like, it's a beautiful game. We played it since we were kids. We're blessed to coach it. And, everyone loves to pull that old line, you're under pressure and all that business. But at the end of the day, if someone told you that what you got to do every day was coach rugby, you'd take it every time because it's a beautiful thing to do. So I know everyone thinks that we're under a lot of heat all the time, but it's one of the best things you could do, if you ask me.
In terms of the Wallabies, however, pretty difficult, frustrating year for the side, but all in all a work in progress. And there was plenty to like about the weekend game, wasn't there?
There's a few cliches in there right there. Work
I
in
like to-
progress and
I like to pepper it.
There,
It's the best I could come up with, actually.
No, look, that's what this is about. Like, the hard times lead to the good. In every footy team I've ever been involved in, the hard times lead to the good times. And yeah, we've done it a bit tough this year on different occasions, but that's part of building a team that we want to go forward. A lot of young fellas who are coming into the team and getting to learn the ropes and learning some of the hard lessons, and maybe that's not a bad thing at the end of the day, because when you do taste success and you've earned victory and you've earned that consistent success, then it'll be very worthwhile. And like I've said to a few of the lads, in a few years' time we'll be looking back at this season and it'll make it even sweeter at that moment.
They're hungry now, but they'll savour the taste of success.
Well,
That's the plan.
We don't have long to wait. We can get on the plane and get on the field in about 10 or 12 days' time in Cardiff, and we can put our best foot forward a day at a time and in the search of, some success in the Northern Hemisphere.
Grand Slam's just ahead. Will you give it a good shake?
I think I was speaking with Alec before. He's a man who's done it, and you just take one day at a time. I think that's the key. You don't look after any grand statements and say, yes, we're going over there to do this or that. It's about being the best you can every day, and just looking at that day, our leaders in the team, driving the team, high standards, and then each day as it comes. And if we go with that approach, you don't know what will happen.
I shouldn't turn the tables, but a few cliches in there. So now, everyone, there is no vote for these awards. It's not fair to do that to the Wallabies coach, is it? Not at all. But anyway, I'm a ring in. It's all based on where they finished in the Australian Conference. So, Mr. Checker, it's over to you.
Well, there you go. Just been smashed again, you know what I mean? So, it's starting to become a regular occurrence. But
don't blame the media.
I think it's pretty clear that the dominant team this year has been the Brumbies. So the winner of the Astor on Life Coach of the Year is Stephen Larkham, and the Team of the Year is the Brumbies.
The Brumbies take out the Team of the Year, finishing top of the Australian Conference and qualifying for the finals for a fourth straight season.
Kuradrani puts it on the toe. Tamani chasing, picking it up, throws it back on the inside. Awong! And it is a beautiful try.
In his third full season as a Super Rugby coach, Stephen Larkham finished as the Coach of the Year. His side finished with 10 wins in 2016, including victory over every other Australian team.
Coach of the Year and the Team of the Year, and I'm going to talk to co-captain Stephen Moore first up. Team of the Year in Australia, and now Stephen, you made the playoffs for the fourth straight season, which is the longest current streak for an Australian Super Rugby side. 56 tries this year, your most in a season since 2004. Okay, no title, but there was Another cliche, plenty to like about the season.
Yeah, look, I think we would have liked to win the competition. That's what we wanted to do, and it was a bit disappointing to come up short, really. So, but yeah, there's always plenty of positives in any season like that, and I think we saw with what happened with Christian towards the end of the year that puts it all in a bit of perspective, really.
And of course, you hand over the reins, the captaincy reins at the Brumbies now. How did you enjoy your many years in the capital?
Oh, it was terrific. It was something that'll be with us for the rest of our life. We had a great time in Canberra. Both my kids were born there. It'll always be a special place. I got to play for a great club with some great players and be coached by some of the best coaches in the world. So we'll look back fondly on our time in Canberra and we'll go back there at some point down the track and catch up with all the people that we've met over the time.
All right, well, congratulations on a good stint there in the capital. Now, Stephen Larkham, you became the first Brumbies coach since David Nusafora, 2002 to 2004, to make the finals for the first 3 years as a head coach. You've now had more wins than any other Brumbies coach, but I know you won't be happy until you win that title. But all the stars have to align in Super Rugby to win the title. It didn't quite happen for the team this year, and especially on the injury front. You were hammered there, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we had some key injuries. I think firstly just thank Angus for recognising that quarter-final. We certainly had a few key injuries through the year. No, I thought you had a fantastic year apart from that. Don't worry about it. We lost some of our most dominant ball carriers through the year, so Henry Spate, Itavea, Joe Tamani, just to name a couple, and we lost them for the season, so it was really difficult to play the attacking, aggressive style of rugby that we wanted to, but we set out at the beginning of the year, like Stephen said, to get to the finals and then take it one step at a time, and we almost got there, but again, another disappointing year for us.
Before you look ahead and tell us about 2017, could you give us an update on your co-captain, Christian Lealiofano's health?
He's in good health at the moment, so he's had 2 bouts of chemotherapy. He's had his initial bout, and then there was a consolidation chemotherapy in preparation for his bone marrow transplant. He's had to wait a little bit longer than we'd expected, so he's gone down to Melbourne. He goes down to Melbourne this weekend, and he has another bout of consolidation chemotherapy in preparation for the transplant, which is going to happen in about a week's time. He has to stay in Melbourne for 100 days. Being monitored by the doctor down there, the specialist down there. If things go to plan, he might be able to come back to Canberra for the remaining sort of 20 days of that period and be monitored in Canberra. We're not sure what the outcome is at this stage. Obviously, we're hoping for the best, and he's got a donor in his sister, which I think everyone probably knows, and that's a good outcome for him. And he's young and he's fit, and he's strong of mind at the moment, so we've got fingers crossed that he might be back for us some stage. I'm always saying next year, but I think in the next couple of years would be a great result.
Well, all the very best on 2017. Hopefully you'll be there, competing for that elusive title for you. Well done. Stephen Larkham and Stephen Moore, Coach of the Year and Team of the Year from the Brumbies. Well, the Astron Life Super Rugby Try of the Year award is voted on by the Fox Sports commentary team, and again this year it was a very healthy debate. There were plenty to choose from as well, because overall in 2016 Aussie teams scored 215 tries. The Rebels scored a club record 46 tries in a season. Despite not making the finals, the Waratahs scored more tries this year than they did in 2015. The Brumbies' 56 tries was the most in a season for 12 years. The Force scored 6 tries against the Sunwolves, their most tries in a match in 6 years. And the Reds' 33 tries were their most in a season since 2014. To present the award, the host of our match coverage on Fox Sports, please welcome Nick McArdle. We got on okay, we weren't really arguing, but gee, there were some arguments when we sat down to try and come up with the top 5. We sort of picked the best try for each of the franchises, then decide the winner. Kernsey, always hard to please, he always wants a front rower and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly right, Clarkie. So the way it works is we come up with a try from each of the franchises, and then we adjourn to George Regan's coffee shop downstairs at Fox Sports, pay exorbitant amounts of money for each cup of coffee. And is George here tonight? George isn't here, so while we're at it, he could probably back off on the sandwiches as well. They're fairly exy. So what we do, it's quite collegiate, quite sort of involved and inclusive, and then we put it out to all the talent to get back with their choices, which they do. Then we decide, then 3 days later, Kernsey comes back with his choices, and we ignore them and go with what we decided 3 days ago. And that's how we come up with the Super Rugby Try of the Year. And it must be said, before we have a look at the tries from this year, it is awarded to the player deemed most responsible for the try. So let's roll them. We're going to count them down from 5 to the winner.
So hit off this line out, a good chance to build some more pressure with some ball in hand attack.
Debrasini got it away to English, and he's got Naivalu on the outside, and Sefer Naivalu puts it down. There's the first try.
So Dowsett, the replacement scrum half, goes high, and
Here's a try.
Bongo! Josh Van Ray. What's he want to do? He gives it to Dowsett. Back on the inside to Carter and the Brumbies. It's a stampede in Canberra.
Fanal hands it back to Carraro. And Matt Carraro up over halfway field. He kicks. Was he taken out by Garomaru? The chase is on. Phipps is getting there and he wins the race. It is a try to New South Wales. The Waratahs, Nick Phipps.
Scoble, 21-year-old rookie hooker, has it tucked under an arm at the back, and this is good metres by the force, still going.
Gee, good rolling ball, nice and tight, everyone linked closely, there's the penalty.
And Grant kicking across field for Morahan, and he takes it brilliantly. Morahan, he kicks ahead, needs a good bounce, and he gets it! What a try! Luke Morahan! Terrific skills! It is a try to the Western Force. Short ball, Tui, and now McIntyre. Inside, this is Mabuli. Backing up his frisbee. He's got McIntyre. He won't need him. Now he gets it though. And McIntyre scores a terrific try for the Queensland Reds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2016 Astron Live Super Rugby Try of the Year, Nick Frisbee. So I'm guessing the first thing you want to do is be really humble and pay tribute to Jake McIntyre.
Mate, actually, I thought Luke Morahan was robbed. That was a blinder.
No. What are your memories of that try that night?
Yeah, not too much. Just remember Hendrick, there's nothing on, and Hendrick peeled around to the blind side and was screaming for the ball. So popped it to him and then just backed up. Big Edo got his arms free, and then I was hoping to get in the corner myself, but had to offload to Jake there to finish it off to get all the credit. But no, unfortunately, we went on a real good run that game, but unfortunately we ended up drawing the game, so the moment was pretty much lost.
Well, let's not talk about 2016 for a moment. We'll talk about what's to come for you. Your first spring tour. How excited are you? What are your expectations of what's to come over the next month or so?
Just really excited to be a part of the group. This year's just sort of been one step at a time for me. As a goal this year, I just set to try and make the spring tour, so everything else has been a bonus, and now to be here, it's just a real privilege to be part of the group and to have become a Wallaby, and looking forward to sharing 6 weeks of hard work with the boys, and looking forward to it.
And what it will do is make you a better player even in 2017. It's a hell of a squad that the Reds have assembled next year. Smith, Moore, Cooper, Higginbotham, just to name a few. It's exciting times for the Reds in 2017.
Yeah, it is. A lot of boys back. Grady's laughing at me there. But, no, obviously this year we had a lot of inexperienced guys, and a lot of guys sort of get their first taste of Super Rugby, and to their credit, I think under the circumstances they stood up really well, and then to be able to add that sort of depth and experience to the squad next year is a massive bonus for us. And then the coaching staff announced yesterday, so another sort of bonus with 2 new young guys coming in, and Stylesy at the head. So I think it's exciting times for Queensland Rugby next year.
The Reds are building, so too the Wallabies. Good luck up north, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Astro on Life Super Rugby Try of the Year, Nick Frisbee.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Astro on Life Super Rugby Player of the Year award, and it's voted by a select group of Australia's rugby journalists and commentators. Once again this season, I'm told it was a very close contest, just 3 votes separating the top 5 contenders. To present this award, please welcome the Chairman of RUPA, the Rugby Union Players Association, Bruce Hodgkinson. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you.
No title for an Aussie side this year, but our top players performed pretty consistently throughout.
Well, we did win a gold medal.
Okay.
So we have to give a title to the girls.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing.
Outstanding. It was outstanding, wasn't it?
In Super Rugby, we weren't quite as successful.
Not as successful. Let's talk about RUPA for a minute. What you do for the players away from rugby.
The rugby players, rugby is, as we've heard, a community. It is a real privilege to be involved in it, but the players, we are doing a lot in terms of education. Most of them are involved in educational programs. Most of them are involved in community programs. They do a lot of support in community and charity in various areas. We've got a lot of people in the Islander communities who are doing a fantastic job. It's sensational to see rugby players make the community of rugby work everywhere.
Indeed. Let's, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at the nominees for the Super Rugby Player of the Year award.
Dane Haylett-Petty didn't miss a match this year, starting in all 15 games for the Force, and was a standout. A local product, Haylett-Petty had his best year in Super Rugby and earned himself a test caller in June.
He's toted through the bounds. Dane Haylett-Petty.
He is the Waratahs Iron Man, who just couldn't be stopped in 2016. Michael Hooper has now played 51 consecutive games for the Waratahs and only missed 44 minutes out of a possible 4,080. For the second straight season, Christian Lealiafano scored more than 100 Super Rugby points and became the 3rd highest Australian point scorer in history.
Oh yeah, Christian Lealiafano for the corner. It's a try to the Brumbies.
He is the heartbeat of the Brumbies setup, and as co-captain helped the men from Canberra to make yet another final series. Sean McMahon is as hard as they come and was in devastating form for the Melbourne Rebels.
Individual effort.
He made more run meters and tackle busts than any other Australian forward in 2016. He is a Goliath at the breakdown, unmovable at the ruck. David Pocock had another sensational season, and with a tackle success rate of more than 90%, was one of the best in the competition.
The winner of the Astron Life Super Rugby Player of the Year for 2016 is Sean McMahon.
Congratulations, mate. Sean claims his first Super Rugby Player of the Year award, joining an elite group which includes his current Wallaby teammates Israel Folau, Michael Hooper, David Pocock, Will Genia and also Quade Cooper. So, Sean, I guess the Rebels' performance this year, they were performing so well week in and week out for a big part of the season. That obviously helped your consistency as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a team, we just kept to build, and I was fortunate to get the opportunity to captain the side this year and continue to try help the boys, go towards the finals. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but as a team and a club, we're really building towards next year, 2017.
Well, you made more run metres and tackle buses, we heard, than any other Australian forward. You ran for over 100 metres in 3 different games. You probably don't count them, but we do. And you scored your first career double in that final match against the Reds in the regular season. So you're obviously enjoying your life at the Rebels. A big decision to head south from Sevens, but it's been a crackerjack ride, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Love the Rebels down in Melbourne. There's always something going on down there. About time I got a few tries, more than one in the first season, so working on that. But yeah, absolutely love it down there. There's always something going on, either in the day or in the night. It's great.
Righto. Well, no information there. We've got enough from Alec before. No more. Australian under-20, an NRC Player of the Year, Super Rugby Rookie of the Year, Wallaby Rookie of the Year, and now Super Rugby Player of the Year. Not a lot of room on that mantelpiece at flat in Melbourne, but well done, Sean McMahon. We look forward to seeing you on this stage in future years. Well done, mate.
Now to the Qantas Wallaby of the Year, and the Qantas Wallabies vote for the John Eales Medalist, but the award is decided by the fans. The call goes out to the hundreds of thousands who follow the Wallabies on Facebook, and they're also asked to have their say on Rugby.com.au. To present the Australia's Choice Qantas Wallaby of the Year award from Qantas is Simon Pogmore, Regional General Manager, New South Wales. Please make Simon feel welcome. Hi. Good to see you again, Simon. Now, another year rolls by. Must surely be the longest and most loyal sponsorship between the Wallabies and Qantas.
That's right, Sandra. We're very proud of our association, both with the ARU and the Wallabies. We're also very proud it is actually the longest sporting partnership in Australia. Our relationship with rugby started back in 1990, so over 25 years now. And as well as being the naming rights sponsor of the Wallabies, we also partner and work very closely with the Sevens, with the women's team, and also, and very importantly, with the Indigenous programmes as well. So we're very proud to be involved with the ARU and with the Wallabies.
I think before we get you to announce the winner, we should give Qantas a round of applause for that ongoing support and loyalty. Take it away.
And the winner of the Australia's Choice of Qantas Wallaby of the Year, they call him the man with the biggest motor in Australian rugby. I think this is win number 4, Michael Hooper.
Michael Hooper is Australia's Choice Wallaby in 2016, a man who gives so much on and off the field and is hugely popular with the fan. His tireless work ethic on the training paddock and on match day always puts him into the action.
And he got it across now to Hooper, and he's going to back himself at Michael Hooper. He has got another try.
Still only 24 years of age and with 60 test caps under his belt, Hooper is an asset to Australian rugby and a worthy choice as Australia's choice.
Was I meant to have a chat with him then?
Yeah, 4 years
Sorry,
in a
Michael.
row. 4 years in a row. Feel good? Yeah, fans love you. Fantastic.
Sorry, Michael. I think I can't give too much away, but we'll chat later.
Well, it's time to check in with the voting for the big award, the John Eales Medal. And after the Rugby World Cup 2015, David Pocock was the leader, 37 votes ahead of Kurtley Beale, but injury struck both of them. Let's reflect on the 3-test series against England in June.
It was the most anticipated domestic test series since the Lions tour. England's Australian coach Eddie Jones had thrown plenty of verbal barbs, and the stage was set for fireworks at Suncorp Stadium.
Short side they go. Karemi. Hooper! Try to Australia!
The Wallabies off to a flyer against the old foe with 2 tries in 15 minutes.
Holmes out the back. Foley. Giving it to Folau! Israel Folau!
climbed back into the match and got out to a 16-point lead. When Michael Hooper crossed for his second, the Wallabies were still a hope.
Leofano rolling wide ball. Folau! And he got it across now to Hooper. And he's going to back himself at Michael Hooper. He has got another try.
But the boot of Owen Farrell proved decisive, kicking England to victory. Israel Folau had a strong game, while Dane Haylett-Petty stood out in his first Test match. Up front, Greg Holmes had a good day at the office, also bowling strongly. The bandwagon headed to Melbourne, where a packed Amy Park created the perfect atmosphere. In a much tighter affair, it was England getting on the score sheet early.
And England charged towards the line, and they are over.
The Aussies rallied, and the skipper crossed just before half-time.
They're edging closer, and they are over! And it is the captain.
The game turned into a defensive arm wrestle in the second half, and when England crossed in the 75th minute, it was all over. Michael Hooper and Sean McMahon got through a ton of work in the back row, while Dane Haylett-Petty once again had a terrific game, looking right at home in the gold jersey. With the series wrapped up, our Wallabies were playing for pride, and a fast track in Sydney meant plenty of points on offer. After starring in the first two tests, Haylett-Petty crossed for his first try in goal.
And now it is Haylett-Petty! And he has got his first Test try.
The Wallaby back row again working overtime in defence and attack. Hooper and McMahon made 12 tackles apiece, and Hooper crossed in the second half to tie things up.
Working to that side over there on the right, and it's a try, I believe, or did he get it down?
Michael Hooper. He's put it on the line, I think.
Israel Folau and Tunkeli Nairavoro both crossed for tries in the second half, but England still managed the victory. Hooper, Folau and McMahon all standing up in the face of an England whitewash.
Well, folks, we have a new leader after the England series. Michael Hooper jumped 8 places to take a 23-vote lead over David Pocock, who missed a couple of the tests through injury. Sean McMahon, he moves up 2 places on 140. And then it's Bernard Foley, 116. Adam Ashley Cooper, 103, equal with the injured Kurtley Beale. Last year's winner, Israel Folau, Matt Giddo, Tavita Kurandrani and Dane Haylett-Petty rounding out the top 10 after the England series. The Rugby Championship and Bledisloe Cup still to come. Time for another break, folks, and then it's the Qantas Wallabies Awards. We've got the women's 15s Player of the Year, men's and women's 7s, the Rookie, Try of the Year, and then the big one, of course, we will confirm the John Eales Medalist for 2016. So we'll see you shortly. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Clarkie. And of course, here joined now by, you'd call him Super Rugby Rookie or Wallabies Rookie, but superstar these days, Reece Hodge. I remember watching you last year and playing for the Manly Marlins and a bit of NRC, and now you've just come on in leaps and bounds, mate. I'm proud of you. You're going really well, and good to be recognised tonight. I know you don't play these games to get these sort of rewards, but to be noticed as the best young player in Super Rugby this year in Australia is pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks, Haas. Obviously, you don't, as I said, you don't play it for the awards, but yeah, it's great to get the accolade, and I'm sure there's been some great players gone before me that have had the awards, so it's a great privilege.
Yeah, it is, mate, and it's almost like the Melbourne Rebels night. Last year, Sean McMahon won every award. I think he won Wallabies Rookie of the Year, NRC Player of the Year. I think he got Super Rugby Rookie of the Year or whatever, but now Tyrell Lomax has got an award, Rebel, and yourself now. Shawnee McMahon for Super Rugby Player of the Year. So good times at the Rebels. How's it all looking down there, mate? You enjoy living in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's boding well for the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great city and I've really enjoyed it. My first year, everyone's been really welcome and great bunch of guys, playing group, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to what the next couple of years holds.
And how about you, mate? I've heard you've now shacked up with a beautiful young lady, netball superstar. Is it the reason to try and get the social papers, or is it because... No, but it's good, mate. I saw you there on the red carpet before, so life's pretty good.
That's more her side of things, I think. She's the one with more followers on Instagram and all that stuff.
Okay, so it's like a bit of a mini competition, is it? What is yours? You're Reece Hodge at 94, is that right?
No, I think it's just Reece Hodge on Instagram.
Of course it is. So
just a plug, yeah.
Yeah, but no, mate, it's good though. Like, you've been following the netball pretty closely, or did you follow the netball before you met? Is it Liz? Is it?
Yeah, Liz. Yeah. So I watched it a bit as a youngster, you know, on the TV growing up and stuff like that, but. Been into it a little bit more these days, a little bit biased towards the Vixens in Melbourne, I think.
Yeah, of course you should be. Now tonight, seeing Big Check there in a sling. What really happened, mate? He actually won't declare and won't tell anyone in the media who tackled him. But don't you say it either. But was it you though?
Nah, it wasn't me. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble.
Mate, but he looks in a bit of pain, the big boss. But look, for you, mate, going on the spring tour, never been on one, obviously. Just talking to Scott Seo before, a lot of these players on this trip have never been on a spring tour before. So some people say it's a good thing or a bad thing. I reckon it's a good thing because you don't have the scars. You go out there, rip in, and hopefully come back with a grand slam. But Check is right, though. You've got to take it game by game.
Yeah, I think exactly. Obviously, it's a new experience for a lot of the squad, and I think, it's a good thing in terms of we're not going to be thinking of how hard it is to do. I think we just got to take each game at a time, and I think every game is winnable if you look at it, break it down like that. So, yeah, Wales first up, and we're looking for a win to kick off the tour.
And where do you prefer, mate? Don't care. Just put the gold jersey on.
Yeah, I think you'd be. You don't argue with getting the gold jersey. So
How many have you got now?
I think it's 6 now. They just said.
And
So
what
it
do you do
reminded
with
me.
your jerseys? Giving to mum and dad, or do you swap them?
I think there's about 3 back in Sydney at mum and dad's house and 3 in Melbourne at the moment. So.
And then parents are in Manly, of course.
Yeah,
aren't they?
Manly.
Okay,
in Sydney,
but Melbourne's your home now.
Yeah,
but,
Melbourne's my home.
Reece, you're a champion, mate. I love seeing you play, and keep knocking them over for 65 as well, mate, because it's a good skill you got. But it's just, you're almost like the Mr. Rugby equivalent to Mr. Cricket. We love watching you play, mate. So well done with the award, and hopefully you poll well. You might win another one tonight. Who do you think will go Rookie of the Year?
I'm picking either Dane Hallett-Petty or Adam Coleman.
Yeah, they both played well, so maybe the Force can get an award. But
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
the Rebels here at the John Eales Medal. Reece Hodge, absolute superstar, one of the good guys of the squad. And hopefully now we'll have his teammate, Sean McMahon. Shawnee, you can't live tweet and say that you're about to be on air with Rugby.com.au. Sean McMahon's going to join us, or is he? No, potentially not. Perhaps we can get Sean, but Reece, how do you find going with Sean? He's a lunatic. Are you going to get any tats like him or what?
No, he's a bit of a loose character. I don't think he's a bit of an individual.
He's a freak. Well, here he comes now.
Here he goes.
Hodgie,
I'll hand the mic
thanks,
over to
mate.
him.
Yeah, right.
Cheers, Huss.
You're a good man,
Thank you.
mate. Thank you. Oh, we got a double up.
Yeah, double up.
Oh, whoa.
Frizz, congrats on try of the year, mate.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Double.
Yeah, we're a double act.
Shawnee, Nick, I actually think you're a little bit of an imposter because you didn't win much. You just collected it.
I didn't.
You're right. You know, it's like the Academy Awards when the rock stars are too cool to turn up.
Hey, whoa.
So
It started with a pop. It started with a pop from the Frizz. It started with
I played a supporting act in a good movie, and I won the award. Unlucky to the rest of the boys, but I was here on the night, so that's all that matters.
You did, but you didn't thank your teammates. You didn't
I
thank
did,
Queensland.
I did.
No, it was just like, I did this, I did that. It's
I
great
gave,
to win this award.
I gave
and
a quick
I've worked
shout
so
out
hard
to
for
Luke
this.
Morahan, who was robbed for the chip and chase in the corner.
Oh, but tonight, Shawnee, are you going to win up every? Like, this was the Sean McMahon Awards last year, and you've only won one this year.
Yeah, no, I'm slowly plummeting downwards. I think it was bound to happen at some stage.
You were winning, and now you've just
Oh,
slipping
I've just gone dropping. I'm dropping. I don't know what to do. Just got to keep working on it.
Talk to Check, and we just had Reece up before. He's not telling anyone. Check's not telling anyone who hurt his shoulder. Was it any of you blokes who tackled him? Who was? It definitely wouldn't have been you. No
I'm
offense.
happy to give it away. It obviously wasn't me at 80 kilos.
I thought you were like 72. You put on weight.
80 kilos.
72 with that trophy.
It's big Israel Folau. Came down on him on a high ball, and
Let's be honest, that's what you get when Israel Valau's coming down on you with a high ball. Someone's shoulder's probably going down you.
I think Check's lucky it wasn't me. He probably would have done both shoulders. But.
Of course. Yeah, tonight, mate, who are you picking? I think Sam.
By the looks of it, to be honest, I think Mike Oops is going in for a second after a little bit of a break there with Izzy Folau taking 2 in a row.
And if Hoops wins it, are you going to claim that award as well, like with the trial?
I might claim that for the 15 minutes I've played off the bench this year.
Is that all?
I think that I should pick up the award.
How many tests you got now?
3.
3. And only 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That's pretty much my whole test career, 15 minutes. But Shorty, your body's in good nick. You're back now. What happened? You had a crook
had a
face
bit of
beforehand,
a my Cindy did the front of it and just needed a couple of weeks to kind of try and get it right. So coming back into the spring tour, back in with the boys, it's just really exciting. And now just looking forward to hitting this Grand Slam at full tilt with everyone and just getting as a group together and, finishing this year on a high as a team.
Yeah, and last weekend, Nick, I know you didn't feature that much in the game. Did you get on? you get on last week?
No, played solid 20 last week, actually.
But last week would have stung because you're playing in that game and you're doing so well. And, mate, I watched it from home around some mates, but the whole area was just pumped to see, you know, we're in for a chance here. What did it feel like on the bench or on the ground? Like you're thinking, you know, game on, this could be history.
Yeah, I think it was just good to show, you know, Australia, obviously the supporters back there that have stuck by us through, you know, a lean year, but it was just good to show the fans back in Australia and the rest of the world the type of rugby that we can play, and hopefully over the next 6 weeks we can reproduce, you know, a form like that and have a great spring tour.
Well, hopefully next week as well. Wales first up. Did you play against Wales this year in the World Cup last year?
I did play about the first 40 plus 50, and then it was actually my debut game in the spring tour 2 years ago.
How good.
So heading back to where it all kind of began, that end of the start of the new journey with the Wallabies, and I'm actually excited to get back there because it's a great stadium, it's a great atmosphere, and you know, as Frizz said, it's just about now building on that performance that the boys had at Eden Park and just creating something special over this next 6 weeks.
Well, mate, you can do it. You've got the right culture, you've got the right people, and, mate, if you do win anything, if you win the Grand Slam, I know who's probably going to go up and collect the trophy.
I'll collect
Frizz.
the
It'll be
try of the
Frizz.
year, Frizz.
There's a high chance the Grand Slam trophy won't be coming home with the team either.
It will be called the Nick Frisbee Award. Guys, thanks so much. Shawnee, well done on your award.
Thank you.
And well done on your sort of award that you're claiming. Frizz.
Thanks,
good.
Thanks,
All right, two great guys here. We're going to come and take a break. Greg Clark and Sandra Sully will be here covering the rest of the John Eales Medal. Rookie of the Year as well, so two very strong awards, and Australian Sevens Players of the Year. It's all happening here at the John Eales Medal. We'll break for a couple of minutes and hopefully see Greg Clark and Sandra Sully at the other side.
There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it. Without a heart, you're nothing. Without a dream, you're lost. You gotta keep on running. Gotta keep on running. Without a heart, you're nothing. And if all seems lost,
See you later.
just gotta keep
Alicia Quirk, go for the corner. She's got Tony Gatto back inside. She doesn't need her. Quirk is in.
Holland got it out now to Jaladev, and he gives it to his captain, Jenkins for the corner, and Jenkins.
It goes to the speed machine. Elliot Green pops. Oh, yes.
Towed through, and Stennard, the old bull.
You've got to bring your game to be a champion, and that's exactly what Australia have done in the Cup Finals. Champions in Dubai, and Australia put both hands on the cup here in Sao Paulo. He's got Jaladev looming on the inside. He pops it to the speedster, and they won't rein him in. Women's 7 Series champions, Australia.
Kaslik, now it comes back to Cherry. Emily Cherry looking for Green. Elliot Green for the corner, and the Australians are in again. Australian women's Sevens rugby team are Olympic champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Mr. Greg Clark.
Wow, what a year. What a year for our Sevens teams. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We still have more awards to get through. We're going to rock and roll all our way through, so please be seated. Shh. Pardon the interruption. There will be time, plenty of time to mix and mingle after the next set of awards. We're counting down to the big one, the John Eales Medal for 2016. Now, after the June series against England, it was Michael Hooper in front, but with a possible 69 votes for each of the next 7 tests, that's if the players vote for themselves, anything can happen. Can Israel Folau bridge the gap? Here he is with Adam Fryer.
Well, thanks very much, Clarkie. I've got Israel Folau, back-to-back John Eales medalist, and hopefully trying to do a 3-peat tonight. But that's not the big news. Big news is you're now a taker man. Congratulations on your engagement, Izzy.
Thanks very much.
Big smile there. But for you, mate, it's been a good year for you playing in the gold jersey again. I know you really cherish those moments, and it's sort of up and down series, but good to see the Wallabies back in some form in that last Bledisloe.
Yeah, that's right. I thought, the effort there last weekend was 100%, and the guys, obviously, the result wasn't good, but something we can take away as we go to Europe tomorrow and build from there. But it's certainly very exciting, and saw the guys are really keen to get over there and get things underway.
Now, tonight, it is pretty close. They're up on the leaderboard. Who do you think deserves to win it? Probably know who you probably think will win it, but who do you think deserves to win it this year, the 2016 John Eales Medal?
Oh, look, man, there's so many worthy winners that can walk away with the award, but yeah, look, I certainly think Michael Hooper deserves the award. He's been exceptional this season, and I think he's definitely a standout. So.
Well, best of luck in the Grand Slam Wales in a couple of weeks, mate, and hopefully the good form from yourself can continue.
Thanks, Ash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Israel Folau.
Thanks, Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, the Qantas Wallabies Rookie of the Year award is next, and there was no shortage of new Wallabies putting their hand up over the voting period. 13 players have made their test debut over the past year, and to present the award tonight, last year's Rookie of the Year, Sean McMahon, and the man who has been at the microphone for 40 years, including for the Wallabies Grand Slam victory back in 1984, the Chief Rugby Caller for Network 10, Mr. Gordon Bray. Welcome, gentlemen. Gordy, I'll start with you first, if I can. Before we get to the rookies, what are you expecting from the upcoming Grand Slam tour?
Well, it's a very tough tour, and past experience tells me that, and Czech is absolutely right, we don't talk about winning the Grand Slam. It's the first game against Wales, because every match is a massive challenge, an ambush. The whole tour is a minefield, and it's about taking one step at a time very accurately. And if we do that, I can guarantee we'll come through in good shape at the other end.
Love to hear it. Now, can you remember the last time we had so many debutants?
I can't really, but it is wonderful, and I applaud Czech and the selectors for that policy, especially when you look at Adam Coleman and Rory Arnold and Lepeti Tamani, who've really shone out in the last few games and at stages really dominated the All Blacks last week. So I think that's very exciting. But to all of the rookies in the Wallaby squad, I say take a look at Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, our own Jason Day, all young guys who reached #1 in the world very quickly. And take a note of the way they shouldered that responsibility, because it's all about composure on the field and off the field, discipline, an unflinching desire to win, and a real self-belief. And I think all of those young players should say, well, why not me? And if they do that and take every opportunity, I think they're going to have the trip of a lifetime.
Sage advice, but no pressure. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Sean McMahon, if I could ask you, any words of advice for these guys?
No, not really. A fair bit of rubbish comes out of my mouth, so I'm more of a lead by example kind of bloke. So, yeah, that's right. It. That's all. I got nothing.
Well, you have got one important thing.
That I do.
You've got the envelope, so the winner is.
Right,
you can do that.
I can probably do that.
Yeah, okay.
The winner of the Qantas Wallabies Rookie of the Year is Dane Ailapeti.
He had his best Super Rugby season for the Western Force and was rewarded for his efforts with a debut against England as Wallaby number 893. Dane Haylett-Petty made the most of his time in gold in 2016 and was one of the Wallabies' most consistent performers. Safe as a house under the high ball and a genuine threat on the wing.
Dane Haylett-Petty on his home track, you little beauty!
In a year where 13 players made their debut for Australia, Dane Haylett-Petty stands out and is the 2016 Rookie of the Year.
Dane, congratulations. 9 tests, 2 tries, 678 run metres, we're counting. 32 tackle busts, 7 line breaks. Very impressive stats in your first year in goal. So how have you enjoyed that step up to the Test arena?
Yeah, I've loved every minute of it. Obviously an honour to win this award, but a bigger honour pulling on that gold jersey. It was obviously a dream for a long time, and so I'd just like to thank Jack and the coaching staff for giving me the opportunity and showing faith in me this season so far.
You were playing overseas and you decided to head back to Perth to have a red-hot crack at becoming a Wallaby. So mission accomplished there, but there's still plenty of challenges ahead, especially over the next 6 weeks on the spring tour, including the Grand Slam. So what lies ahead for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think the boys have been building nicely. Obviously the weekend was pretty frustrating, but we're definitely heading in the right direction, and it's going to be a hell of a tour up in the north.
Well, congratulations once again. All the very best on the tour. A great rookie season, Dane Haylett-Petty. Also thank you to Sean McMahon and also Gordon Bray. And folks, if you ever doubt Gordon Bray's passion for the game, ask him where he took his bride on their honeymoon. It was the 84 Grand Slam tour. You old romantic, you. All right, congratulations to everyone. Thank you. Qantas Wallabies Try of the Year time. In the 18 tests in the voting period, Australia scored a whopping 59 tries. Joining me to present the award is someone who knows all about scoring tries on the Sevens circuit, a member of the Aussie women's squad and now part of the team on the Other Rugby Show on Fox Sports. Would you please welcome Tiana Penatani. Welcome.
Thank you.
How have you enjoyed your stint alongside Shawnee, Hoylesy, Griggs and Mertz on TV, first of all?
It's been a real honour to work alongside the likes of those boys. I've really learned a lot over the last 18 months and I'm really grateful for the opportunities that Fox Sports and the boys there have given me. So it's been awesome.
We saw the skydiving before, but is there another highlight from the Other Rugby Show that stands out for you in this initial year?
It probably was the Fiji trip. I think most of you must have seen that. It was pretty amazing to have been a part of that and see Semi Kunatani be welcomed home for the first time by his village. So yeah, it definitely jerked a few of my tears, but it was really heartwarming and yeah, it was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. So. What
about sevens? 19 tries from 14 tournaments so far, 95 points, 2 tournaments this year before injuring your knee. So how is the rehab going? Will you be available for the Oceania Champs back in Fiji in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, rehab's gone really well. This week was actually my first week back at full training, so I'm feeling good and fit and ready to play, and hopefully I'll be on the plane in a couple of weeks to Fiji to make a comeback.
Looking forward to that one. And once again, it was the Fox Sports team that got to judge the Wallaby Try of the Year. We took into consideration the match situation, the quality of the opposition and obviously the skill involved. So many to choose from, so let's count them down from 5th to the winner.
Mum. And Cooper spots the gap. Stepping. Who does he want to give it to? He gives it to Field. He gives it to Tamura. And Matt Tamura scores a cracking try for the Wallabies. Phipps across now to Bernard Foley, who straightens. Now Adam Ashley Cooper. Giddo's on his outside, and Matt Giddo runs it in for Australia. Matt Giddo and his 98th Test match puts the icing on the cake. Switch of play now. Foley inside ball to Beale, and Beale gives it to Bernard Foley, and Bernard Foley has got a double at Twickenham. One at the back. Pocock gives it to Genia. Quade Cooper. Inside ball. Dane Halen Petty on his home track. You little beauty. Try time, Australia. Pocock has it at the back. Trying to sap some of the energy away from the Boomers. They've been told to use it. And they come down the short side. And Drew Mitchell cuts back infield. Drew Mitchell up over the 22. Still going. Drew Mitchell. Mitchell. They need it to sit up. It does. It does. And Adam Ashley Cooper has got a hat-trick.
Great tries there. Now I'm going to ask Nick Phipps to pop up and accept this award because the man most responsible for the Qantas Wallaby Try of the Year is Drew Mitchell. So Nick, if you pop one up, you can accept it on behalf of Drew, who of course is playing for Toulon, but he is standing by in the south of France. So let's say a big bonjour to him right now.
Bonsoir.
Oh, bonsoir.
Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to Michael Checker and everyone else who had a hand in allowing guys like myself the opportunity to come back and play for Australia. Something I genuinely appreciate, and it's also something that's not lost on me either. Now, with regards to this try, I'd like to say thank you to the forwards who managed to move that driving ball maybe 3 metres forward, which meant I only had about 60 metres to run. I'd like to say thank you to Nick Phipps for that gem of a ball he threw, and lastly to Adam Ashley Cooper, thank you mate for picking up the ball off your toes. Even though you didn't communicate to me, and that's probably because you're out of position. I just need you a little bit tighter there, Swoop. I'd also like to say congratulations to all the other award winners, but I think we all know the real reason why you all came tonight. The real reason why we got dressed up is for the Glamour Award, which is the Try of the Year. So with that in mind, I ask you to charge your glasses. Charge your glasses? Wait, we've got to do this. You can just edit that. Charge your glasses. Come on, Bill. Fill it up, mate. To the rooster. To the rooster. On a side note, I believe Nick Phipps is actually accepting this award on my behalf. To the presenter, I'd just like to say, mate, please be careful. Nick has a track record of pushing people over who have things that he wants. And also to the people down there in the front row, also be careful because Nick has a track record of throwing things into the front row of crowds. Thank you, have a good evening. Cheers.
So, Nick, what was he referring to there?
I'm not sure, but I'd happily push him over for no reason at all, I think.
Bit of a stitch up there, mate, but one thing that comes out of this year is the fact that the Wallabies are determined to play an attacking and entertaining style of play like we see here from the Try of the Year. It'd be great if you get some decent conditions in the north on your spring tour so that you can continue to develop some of these skills.
Yeah, definitely. I think, through the year we've been working on that attacking style of play and making sure that we're improving every week in different areas. I think we'll be quite lucky because I think Czech's only coached one Wallaby game in the wet, so I think with his track record we'll see some good footy played over there and some exciting games.
And that try there, mate, bring back some nice memories?
Yeah, it was good, mate. I think in the context of the game, we definitely needed that to seal out that semi-final, so it was awesome.
Well, we look forward to more of that. Would you please thank Nick Phipps, also Tiana Penatani, and the Wallaby Try of the Year winner, the man most responsible, all the way from the south of France, Drew Mitchell. Thanks, guys.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Women's 15s Player of the Year, and it has been a huge/massive year for women's rugby, and research states that by 2016, 40% of rugby players worldwide will in fact be female. Hear, hear. Come on, fellas. Kick in. We'll get him over the line eventually. To present the award tonight, please welcome Josephine Sukkar, President of the Australian Women's Rugby. Hi, Josephine. Now, look, unlike the Sevens, our 15s haven't had a lot of international rugby. Things didn't quite go to plan in the two-test series against the Black Ferns over the past week, but it's pretty much all part of the learning curve, isn't it?
It is. Well, that said, no, they didn't go to plan and we didn't win. But we did cap 13 debutants, 12 in the very first match, and we did close that gap in the two matches by, nearly 40 points between the two. So I think that's pretty extraordinary to think when we haven't actually played a test match since 2014. So all that said, that's a pretty steep improvement in over a couple of matches, so all credit to them.
Indeed, the Wallaroos will compete at the Women's World Cup in Ireland next year, so a lot of hard work to be done. But before you announce the winner, let's have a look at the Wallaroos in action.
Start in a lead up to the 15s, I do, as a sponsor of the Wallaroos, would love to put a shout out for anybody else who would like to back up and sponsor these women. They need more test matches. We're going to a World Cup next year in Ireland, and with only one match they improved extraordinarily, so please come on board and join BuildCorp. The winner of the Women's 15s Player of the Year is Ashley Hewson.
Come on down, Ash. So congratulations. Tough going in New Zealand this week, I know, but you must be pleased that the wheels are in motion in the countdown to next year's Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we were a little bit disappointed with the first result on Saturday, but I think it shows what our commitment's like and our dedication to the game, that we can come back and, knock 40 points off. So yesterday was a lot better by our girls, and we're looking forward to the future.
Indeed. Everyone, please congratulate the winner, Ash Newson, and all the best for 2017.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Quickly taken by Mackay. He makes the break. But good work this time by Sean Mackay. And Mackay goes over to score his 14th try for Australia. The Commonwealth Games captain gives Australia their second try.
The late Sean Mackay in action for the Aussie Sevens. And next up is the Sevens Awards. And tonight we have both our women's and men's Olympic squads in attendance. So I'd like them all to stand now, if they wouldn't mind, to acknowledge, we want to acknowledge your inclusion in the first ever Rugby Sevens Olympic tournament. Once an Olympian, always an Olympian, and you were the first to play Sevens at the Olympics. So congratulations to our Aussie Sevens men's and women's teams. First up is the Sean Mackay Award for Australian Women's Player of the Year. As mentioned, Sean Mackay was a former Aussie Sevens rep, and his memory lives on through these Sevens Awards. And to present the Women's Award is one of Sean's great mates, former Wallaby and now assistant coach of the Melbourne Rebels. Would you please welcome Morgan Turinui. So at one stage, Morgan, Sean was coaching the Aussie Women's Seven team, and he would have been so proud to see them lift those gold medals in Rio last year, or this year.
Yeah, he would. I was lucky enough to be, he was actually living with us in Brisbane in 2009 when he first took on the job, and he really took to it well, the coaching stuff as well, but the one thing he really worried about was how to work the toilet breaks before game and half time, because it's a little bit different to the men. They need a little bit more time to do those sorts of things. So that just shows how serious he took the job, and I think obviously, as you mentioned, he would have been so proud of the way from 2009 onwards, and obviously the culmination of it and the group of women we have there and the way they represented us this year. I was one of those guys in our lounge room with my two daughters, a very memorable moment of all of us jumping up and down the lounge room, cheering these women on to that gold medal. Such an historic moment for Australian rugby.
What have you made of the improvement, though, in women's sevens? What about the skill level nowadays?
Yeah, it's just outstanding rugby. The physicality, the hard work that they go through, the attitude they bring to the game, and the skill level right across the board. They're just outstanding rugby players. We don't divide between women and men at the moment, especially with sevens. They're just outstanding athletes and great Australian representatives.
Well said. Well, when a team wins a World Series title and an Olympic gold medal, there are obviously some very talented rugby players in the squad. So let's check out the nominees for the Women's Sevens Player of the Year. Well done, mate.
Charlotte Caslick demonstrated why she is considered one of the world's best.
Caslick, they're not moving up here, New Zealand. That's dangerous because Charlotte Caslick will score a try.
Caslick's outright speed proved a crucial asset for the side all season. Captain Courageous, often known for her ability at the collision, Shannon Parry played in every match this season. Her composure, vital in helping the Aussies claim Olympic gold.
Shannon Parry's going to get the party started early.
Chloe Dalton is one of the toughest customers on the women's tour. Her accuracy off the boot was pivotal for the world champion women's side. She finished the 4th highest point scorer on the circuit.
Brilliant run from Chloe Dalton. She's done it all herself. Hardly to give chase, but Dalton's going to get there.
Emily Cherry was a try-scoring machine in 2016. She crossed for 22 tries in 23 matches to finish 2nd on the try-scoring tally.
Forget the chase because Emily Cherry can click it through the gears.
Alicia Quirk has been a mainstay of the side since 2013, and her performances in Rio proved why she is one of the gutsiest players going around.
So Alicia Quirk going for the corner. She's got Tony Gatto back inside. She doesn't need her. Quirk is in.
It says on this piece of paper here the winner, but I think in light of the quality of the group of women we have in the Sevens team, especially this year, I think it's probably more apt to say that the Sean Mackay Women's Sevens Player of the Year award goes to Charlotte Caslick.
Well done. What a year it has been for this young woman. Finalist for the World Rugby Player of the Year last year and again this year. Part of the Tim Walsh coach HSBC Sevens World Series champions an Olympic gold medalist, and I was there in Diodoro Stadium in Rio for the final. That was a sporting highlight for me, Charlotte, and I was in the stands, so I can only just imagine what it was like for you to be out there. I mean, how good was it?
Yeah, it was amazing. A lot of us moved interstate to be in this program, and we moved away from our family and friends, and a lot of the girls sacrificed a lot to be there. So once we won the game and looked up into the crowd and saw all of those people that we left behind standing there watching, it was a moment we'll never forget, and I think all the girls were just so touched that people were there to witness it.
Here are some stats. You've now played in 16 tournaments and scored 38 tries. You played 4 World Series events this year as well as Rio. At the Olympics, you scored 7 tries, including a crucial 5-pointer against New Zealand in that gold medal match. But it's back to reality now, because from Rio to Gosford, no disrespect to Gosford, but it's a long way from Rio to Gosford. You played the Central Coast Sevens last weekend, so it's back to business, and you have another World Series coming up as well as the Oceania Champs in Fiji. So you must be thrilled that now you've got this opportunity to be a full-time rugby player.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's definitely a dream come true. When I was going through school, I never thought that I'd be able to be a professional sports person, let alone a rugby player. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity that the ARU's given me and the other girls. So we're just so stoked that there's so many girls that are out playing rugby now, and it's overwhelming, the support we've been receiving.
I saw on Fox Sports News the other night, Kuznetsova was so sick of her ponytail hitting her in the eye, and she got the scissors out and cut it. Any chance of you doing that at half time?
No, I actually did cut my hair after Rio, but for different reasons. But originally I used to wear it in a ponytail, and the refs told me that they couldn't see my number, so that's why I went to the double braid.
All right. Well, it looks pretty good. Please don't change anything that is working. What a fantastic ambassador for Australian rugby, for world rugby, for the game of sevens, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful Charlotte Caslick. Congratulations.
Okay, everyone, now it is the men's turn. And after finishing 4th in the HSBC Sevens World Series, the Aussie men headed to the Rio Olympics, but luck wasn't on their side and they finished out of the medals. However, it was a great experience, and there were some stand-up performances in the 10 tournaments as well as Rio. So to present this next award, please welcome Sean Mackay's parents, John and Leonie Mackay. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
I know it must always be difficult for you guys. And Leonie, if I could ask you first, naturally, you as parents are very attached to these awards named in honour of your son. You must be ever so proud to see the Sevens team do so well, in particular in Rio, competing at the Olympics, given Sean was a former Aussie captain.
Yes, Sean actually played in 2006 for the Commonwealth Games. He was an Australian captain. And it was always his dream, and I'm sure he talked the year off all the heads of rugby to try to put forward for sevens to be in the Olympics. And when it was announced, we were very proud, because that was Sean's dream, and we now live Sean's dream for him. And watching the sevens at the Olympics, especially the girls and the men, we had many sleepless nights and many celebrations, and we were cheering everybody over the line. So terribly proud, and we know that Sean was up there and he was cheering you all on as well, because, you know, he loved his girls, but he also loved, playing and representing Australia in sevens. So, yeah, very proud.
We appreciate you both joining us here tonight. Let's check out the nominees for the 2016 Sean Mackay Men's Sevens Player of the Year Award.
The man known as Hutch burst onto the scene at the Sydney Sevens.
He gives it to Hutchison, and Hutchison sneaks into the corner.
Henry Hutchison was one of Australia's best in his debut season, crossing for a team-high 27 tries. Lewis Holland has been a cornerstone of the Australian side since he made his debut in 2011. Whether it's setting up tries for his teammates or scoring them himself, Holland remains a vital part of the Australian Sevens program.
Picked up on the short side, Lewis Holland, try for Australia.
226 matches later, and captain Ed Jenkins is still proving to be a force on the Sevens circuit.
Jenkins for the corner! And Jenkins hits back!
Jenkins crossed for 13 tries and always proved to be a handful in attack.
And John, the winner is?
The winner of the Sean Mackay Award, Men's Sevens Player of the Year, is Ed Jenkins.
Congratulations, Ed. Another year, another award. You're one of quite a few who had their workloads managed in the run-up to Rio.
Yeah, obviously, I guess the Olympics was, our main goal for the season, and we had to manage, the workloads of some of the players throughout the year. So I guess the consistency wasn't there throughout the performances, just because we couldn't, field the strongest team through every tournament. But I guess that main goal was the Olympics, but I guess we weren't able to achieve that dream of ours. But I guess the team is in a rebuilding phase at the moment, so we'll pick ourselves up and move on.
You only played half the tournaments, 13 tries all up. Obviously, you made the most of your opportunities.
Yeah, it was obviously it was great to get out there and play those tournaments, and you always treasure, the time that you pull on the jersey, and you always wanting to put your best foot forward. So any time that I got the opportunity to lead the boys out there, I was willing to do it, and I'm sure it goes to the rest of the boys that had a great year as well.
Now, you've made the decision to stand down as captain. What's your plan now?
Obviously still staying with Sevens. Had signed, a 2-year contract prior to the Olympics, so we'll still be, helping the squad out as much as possible. And I think, as I said before, it's about rebuilding at the moment. And we've got a lot of new young talent coming through the system at the moment, so I guess if I can just pass on a lot of my knowledge that I've learnt over the years and give it to the younger generation coming through, that'll be great.
You're not ruling out Tokyo, though, are you?
I'll never say never, but we'll see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Ed Jenkins on another award, and all the best for the Aussie Men's Sevens. Well done. Please, everyone, thank Leonie and John Mackay.
Thank you, Sandra. Well, now, folks, it is the big one, the John Eales Medal for 2016. And to present the award to the Qantas Wallabies Players Player of the Year, would you please welcome Wallaby legend John Eales. What a year. A better than expected Rugby World Cup, really, for the men in gold, and now a year that's seen so many rookies come into the squad as we start the new World Cup cycle.
Yeah, that's right, Clark. I think you come to a night like tonight, and it really is a celebration of all of rugby. It's the thing I really like about tonight is that it's not just about the pointy end of the game. It's actually about the grassroots and all aspects of the game, and I think that's really important. Been a lot of great things this year. The girls have been celebrated here, and what a wonderful achievement. Everyone was so excited with that. But also a lot of the other awards and nominations tonight has been very special. And as you say, we had the World Cup involved with this year, and there's always half an eye out to that. But this big challenge of the Grand Slam coming up now, it's going to be a wonderful 5 weeks of rugby.
Yeah, well, mentioning the Grand Slam, these opportunities don't come around very often. So what is your message to the guys who head off on QF1 tomorrow, headed for the UK?
Yeah, it's a wonderful challenge for Michael and Stephen and the guys, and it's a challenge that a lot of us that played rugby never had the chance to do. Many generations didn't have the chance to go for a Grand Slam. So the uniqueness of the experience, I think also the chance to really test yourself to keep improving, because the performance last weekend, scoreboards don't always tell the whole story, but the story that was told from last weekend was how much pride there was in the team. And I think the word from everyone around the rugby community was they saw how much pride there was in that performance, and they really took a lot out of it, and know that that's going to be what they're looking for in the UK and France on this trip. So good luck, Michael and Stephen and the team.
Well, now, before we get you to announce the winner, let's take in some action from the last 7 tests of the year, including the Rugby Championship and also the Bledisloe Cup Series.
The Wallabies had it all ahead of them with back-to-back matches against the world champions, and it was tough going against the men in black.
Terrific work by Crotty! What a try, New Zealand!
The visitors ran in 6 tries in the first hour, while the Wallabies left it late to cross for their first.
Fix! It's taken a while, but the Wallabies have scored.
With just 37% of the ball, the Wallabies had to make plenty of tackles, and Kane Douglas and David Pocock led the way, while Will Genia came back from France and a long layoff in sparkling form. Wellington was the destination for the second Bledisloe, and the Wallabies were hurting and took out their frustrations on the field. The All Blacks crossed for 4 tries. Test debutant Reece Hodge managed to give the Aussies something to cheer about.
No problem with the distance and the as well. What a kick.
Michael Hooper got through a mountain of work as usual, while Israel Folau looked dangerous, but it was Will Genia again taking his game to another level in the 29-9 defeat. After a week off, the Aussies headed to a happier hunting ground in Suncorp Stadium, and after conceding a couple of early tries to the Springboks, got into the swing of things through Adam Coleman.
They float one over, must be a try, it is. Australia scoring.
Australia fought back to within a point at half-time and went on with it in the second half to record the first win of the year. Michael Hooper made a game-high 12 tackles and received plenty of votes, while Samu Kerevi and Reece Hodge also polled strongly. Samu Kerevi continued his good form in Perth against a shell-shocked Argentina.
Hooper got it away, and Samu Kerevi scores an electrifying start for the Wallabies.
It rained tries at NIB Stadium, with the Aussies crossing for 3 in the first 13 minutes. Will Genia at his sniping best, scoring 2 tries, while up front Michael Hooper and Adam Coleman made 19 tackles apiece.
It's welcome back to Loftus Versfeld for the men in goal.
Scott Seo got his first try in gold in front of a hostile crowd in Pretoria. But it was a tough night at the office, discipline was a problem, and Mornay Stain kicked all 18 points for the Box. South Africa peppered Dane Haylett-Petty all match, but the Wallabies winger was up to the task, while Scott Seo added a strong scrummaging performance to his try on an otherwise disappointing evening. The Wallabies headed to London for the first Rugby Championship match in the Northern Hemisphere. Adam Coleman again found his way to the try line.
Coleman! Adam Coleman!
Samu Kerevi was once more one of the headline acts, becoming more and more consistent in the gold jersey.
Kerevi, one-on-one, beats one. Kerevi, oh, over he goes!
The Wallabies notched another win and locked down second spot in the Rugby Championship. A 30-year hoodoo loomed for the Wallabies at Eden Park in the final Bledisloe Cup clash, and the All Blacks gave the Aussies a hostile welcome.
Got away from Hodge.
The Wallabies' big men dug in and cut the deficit.
And Arnold, he's reaching out, he puts it over the line.
15-10 at the 46-minute mark, and then a defining moment.
Bernard Foley gives it to Spate. Henry Spate scores for the Wallabies.
Referee does enough to prevent him getting anywhere near it.
He's taking the 11 black out, my opinion.
Wow.
Nigel Owen should never referee a test match again. That is disgraceful.
The Aussies scrapped and put in one of their bravest performances in years, but couldn't mow down the Kiwis. Up front, Sekope Kepu showed the way forward, while Bernard Foley and Israel Folau both led the Aussies round Eden Park and bowled well.
Okay, here's the top 5 for the Players Player Award for 2016. In 5th place, Israel Folau on 160 points. In 4th place, on 173 points, Will Genia. In 3rd place, on 176 points, Bernard Foley. In 2nd place, on 189 points, David Pocock, which means the 2016 Australian Rugby Players Player is Michael Hooper.
We do get to talk to you after all. Congratulations. You become the 4th player to win the prestigious award twice, adding to your 2013 success. So it's been a mixed season for the Wallabies, but how have you enjoyed the challenge of this young team going forward?
It seems to be part of the Wallaby outfit. You get amazing highs, and then you get times that are building phases, times that you work hard and get back to some of the times where you have great success. And this year's been a part of that, and we've all been here and been lucky enough to be a part of great teams, and that's what we're chasing. That's the thrill of doing what we do.
Well, you're the leading try scorer in the 2016 Wallabies. 4 tries, top tackler. You played 17 of the 18 tests in the voting period, 61 tests all up since your debut in 2012. Australia's youngest ever captain in 2014. You're still very young, just days away from your 25th birthday, I believe. And did you ever have to pinch yourself to think that this was going to happen all so quickly? Is it real?
Good stats again, Clarkie. Yeah, I mean, I love it, mate. I love it. I love doing this stuff and being a part of this team and the Wallabies outfit. We're so lucky. We're so lucky to do what we do and to be around some of the guys and people who are involved in this sport in Australia. So, I love it. Want more of it, and looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
Do you set personal goals, or for you is it a team thing?
I'd give all of these away to win that match last week. They're tough to take. Sitting in a change room with guys who put in so much, sacrifice so much to get wins is why why you do it, and this isn't why. But it is nice, and hoping for a couple on the next few weeks.
So, speaking of the next few weeks, how confident are you about the upcoming spring tour?
I learned a bit tonight here by some of the guys who have spoken about how we can get success on the trip, and that is doing it day to day, minute by minute at training, and building on current performances, trainings Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and go from there. It's not going over there with something in mind, like a huge end goal in mind, rather just building solid performances from where we've been.
Well, Michael, congratulations on yet another fine year. You are a great Australian, and we wish you all the very best in your future endeavours in the famous gold jersey. The 2016 John Eales medalist, the one and only Michael Hooper. So, folks, let's make it official now and have a look at the final tally. Michael Hooper was a runaway winner in the end with a massive 296 votes. Injury didn't help David Pocock's cause, but he finished second on 189. Bernard Foley was third, ahead of Will Genia and Israel Folau, who rounded out the top 5. And then it was Sean McMahon, rookie Dane Haylett-Petty, veteran Adam Ashley Cooper, Kurtley Beale, who didn't play a test after the World Cup, and he finishes where he did on that list. And great to see a front rower in the top 10 as well, Scotty Seo. So a round of applause for our top 10. And that really wraps up the proceedings. Thanks very much for being a great audience. And Sandra, thank you very much on a fantastic job. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thanks for having me. And it's great to see rugby's in such great hands. Congratulations, girls. Your efforts this year have been outstanding. And I can't tell you the number of young women that say to me, if only rugby was there when I was at school. Their daughters are picking up the ball. They're going to be playing thanks to you. Congratulations.
Yep. That's it for now. Good luck to Michael Checker and Stephen Moore and the Qantas Wallabies on the upcoming tour. And to all of you, thanks for coming. Good night and go you Wallabies.
Correctional gates in high desert. Open our mind as we cast away oppression. Open the streets and watch our beliefs. And when they carve my name inside the concrete, I pray it forever reads. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose.
Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. I think of all the things and what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Well, since you come home and my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Why don't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over? Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on off for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a thing. I hope you find the right man who fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy, baby? And did you have to pay that fine that you were dodging all the time? Are you still busy? Well, since you come home and my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Why don't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, baby? Across the water, and I think of all the things and what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Well, since you come home and my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Then why don't you come on over? Stop making a fool. You come on over, baby.
out and see. Well, we'll do sort of just like, what's this? What's this? It's called Budapest. You probably don't know. It's a song of the way. Yeah. George Enzer, I think his name is. Give us a bit of an African
My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beautiful Castillo. You, I'd leave it all. My acres of land I have achieved. It may be hard for you to stop and believe, but for you, I'd leave it all. But for you, I'd leave it all. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. My many artifacts, the list goes on. If you just say the word, I'll up and run. But for you, I leave it all. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you hold me, then all of this will go away. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. They fear they'd lose so much if you take my hand, but for you, I'd lose it all. But for you, I'd lose it all.